Yo, tune in, we're here to spit, talking football, we don't quit. From kickoff to the final play, crack and bruise, we're here all day. Three cats with a passion for the game, giving you the scoop, not just the fame. Every episode, new beer to explore, while we break down the score. So lean in, we're your weekly guide to the field where legends reside. We're the cold one, we'll ride on this football journey side by side. It's about football, but barely weekly. Cheers, we're clearly gonna talk those game day hits with a beer in hand, that's it. From the snap to the end zone dance, we cover it all. Give you that chance to laugh, learn, and sip with class. Discussing tactics, not just the grass. Draft picks, trades, and all the stats. We're here to chat, to break through the facts. Each brew we taste, we'll share our view on plays, players, and what's true. So sit back, enjoy the ride. We'll keep it real, no need to hide. With football talk and beer in sight, we're here to make your night. It's about football, but barely weekly. Cheers, we're clearly gonna talk those game day hits with a beer in hand, that's it. We'll dissect each quarter's tale with a cold one without fail. So join us, let's have some fun. Football and beer, second to none.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Beerly Football Podcast. Like the song says, it's about football, but beerly. I'm your host, the Chef. That's my proper name, is the Chef. And we're going to be talking all about what happened in the... Oh, my light just went off. All about what happened in the Divisional Round and everything coming up, including both conference championship games and head coach hirings. Obviously, at Ben Johnson, Liam Coen. Today it broke Pete Carrol into Las Vegas. So a lot to talk about today. And join with me, as always, we have Beerly Carey and Beerly Trev Scott, and then a special guest, Bucs fan, Zane Smith. How we doing tonight, boys?
It's almost like a Bucs takeover, almost.
Well, I mean, we only have one Bucs fan on the podcast right now, and that's Zane.
That's me?
Zane's the Bucs fan on the pod.
This man said he'd rather see Lamar Jackson win a ring than the Bucs.
That's
not a Bucs fan.
Win a ring 3 years ago.
That's not a Bucs fan.
Not a real fan.
A real fan wants to see their team win every time they go out on the field. That's a real fan.
That's true. Trevor, what is going on behind you, man? What is it? Are those shells?
Seashells, yeah.
He wants something else behind him besides something to peg him with.
I guess that's true.
He's used to normally having something.
You got to start calling him Sally. And he's going to start calling him.
He got so sad after
Selling.
Lamar had another bad
sells
seashells by the seashore. That's correct. Yeah.
There it is.
I've heard of it.
Did Lamar, the playoff game, Trevor, just force you to take up a different hobby than watching football, just collecting seashells instead?
No, Lamar did not choke that playoff game. That wasn't a bad game. These were actually found on Facebook Market. How much would you guys pay for these? They said homemade, whatever.
$6.
So,
I'd get them for free in the dumpster.
Yeah.
Forget it. Hold on.
Go to the I'd wait about a month and a half and then go to North Lake dumpsters and see what's out there.
They look better like that?
Better like that. 100% better like that. I don't like the arches, whatever you were.
Yeah, what were you doing there? What was the thought process?
What was the
support?
That is
support
poorly
system?
angled.
But You know.
They just fall in the middle of the pod.
Yeah, that's probably gonna happen.
They're gonna fall.
It looks better.
That's so great. They're gonna fall right in the middle.
That would be hilarious.
They're heavier than they look. I don't know how heavy.
I mean, they look kind of heavy if those are all
Yeah.
real seashells.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. All right, football but beerly. What are we drinking tonight?
Zane, you got to go first. You're the guest, man.
Okay.
I think
So
last time
I'm
you were here, you
drinking.
had a
I'm
White
getting
Claw.
I'm getting done tonight. I'm getting done. I got Calf Killer Brewery. It's Sergio's Old Evil Ass Devil Bullshit Ale. That's what
There
it's
you go.
called.
I feel like you just like went in the backyard somewhere, found a jug of like beer, and just took it home. Basically,
That's
How did
essentially
you
what I
know,
did.
dude? That's
That's
crazy.
essentially what I did. I got so pissed. I ran my car through a fence, and I went and I saw this just sitting there in the yard,
I've only ever done that once.
and I
thought that
said,
was the time.
Shout
screw
out
it.
to Friendsgiving.
Zane, are you a Truly or a White Claw or a High Noon guy?
Yeah, I like those. Okay,
Because I think last time you were on the pod, you had one of those.
I had
Yeah,
a high
I
noon.
knew.
I knew it was the
I
last
had a high
time.
noon.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this not good enough for you, Trevor? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No,
I'm sorry.
no,
I'm
I
sorry.
was just wondering.
I'm sorry.
Just
I'm on
wondering.
edge. I'm on edge. I'm sorry.
Just wondering. Check this out. What do you guys think of this can?
Ooh,
That's a nice one, man.
Pretty nice.
Where's
I
that
like
from?
I like those cans.
Really not Doral. I think that's North
Doral?
Carolina.
I
Doral?
think it,
Yeah.
no, Doral's Florida, isn't it?
I don't know.
Doral is in Miami. That's like down
Yeah.
near Miami.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you just say Doral?
Yeah, he said Doral.
How do-
Dude's
what
not
do you
from
call it?
Florida either. He's not a Bucs fan,
Doral.
and he's not from the Sunshine State.
Miami,
No.
Miami's kind of its own thing, though.
That's funny.
Anyways, this is a Prison Pals Amber Lager.
Prison Pal.
Yeah.
Who's
Give
your
me a
prison
prison-
pal?
Not really
Yeah.
giving prison, right? Nothing really.
No,
It
not
really gives the prison vibes.
Like the opposite of prison.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
that's
the
true
opposite of
freedom.
an
That's
amber.
true freedom right there on your hand.
What's the opposite of an amber?
A light.
A Belgian white.
Yeah, Belgian wit. It's wit.
This is an amber. It's good.
I've heard it said both ways.
Sure, yeah.
Have
What are you drinking,
Doral
Carrie?
before?
What?
Have you been to Doral?
This is
I actually
only
have.
5%.
Shout
I've
out to
been
Doral.
to Doral. Shout out to Doral. Love the trunk course there at Doral.
Doral.
All right. I have a winter missed us because we didn't get any snow, but it's freaking cold here, man. It's 36 degrees tomorrow morning. So
Oh, I
winter,
thought you did get snow.
No, that was up in
Not down
Pensacola.
Oh, okay.
They
I
got
thought
like
it was all
8
over the
inches in
Gulf Coast.
Pensacola, but not down in
I
Fort
actually
Myers.
drove up on Tuesday to Thomasville, Georgia, which is only like 3.5 hours from Tampa or St. Pete, actually.
Mhm.
And I saw some snow there. It was a lot more than I thought there was going to be.
Yeah,
you
there's
guys
a
got
decent amount of
no.
snow.
you guys
Yeah.
got hit more. You guys got hit more than we did.
I think it was going to.
Zane, did you go to Flowery Branch at all the next day?
No,
Yeah, you couldn't.
really.
Yeah, like iced roads. Like it was
Oh.
bad in Flowery.
It was
Branch.
bad in Buckhead too, but where I was at, and I'm more north than Buckhead, we were fine.
No, we
Nothing
didn't get
stuck.
affected at all. It was like 980 or 85 was like a line.
Yeah, I saw that on
That's
the radar. It was kinda
insane.
odd.
Yeah, there was like
Yeah.
snow on this side of 85 on the south side, and on the north side it didn't have anything.
It's almost like it's a conspiracy.
Something like that, man.
It was like 5 or 6 inches, too.
Yeah.
They're planning it. They're gonna shut down the stream.
Shut up.
they're watching that.
Shut up.
They're gonna shut down
All
the stream.
righty.
I've been saying we need to have a conspiracy theory episode.
So Trevor, we had a guy on. Oh, I didn't say what I was drinking. What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh,
this is
yeah.
Dearly.
All right, I actually found this again. It's a basement beer. We're living and dying on those right now. We got a Free State of Smith Brewing Company Red Wave.
That's a really good one.
Wave.
The Red Wave is one of
Wave.
the,
Is that
the
an
best
amber?
one. The best one is Wings of Liberty. That's that's by far the best one.
That's an American beer right there,
Basement
boy.
beer.
Wings of Liberty.
Don't even have to put it in the fridge right now because the basement is really cold.
What degrees? What degrees is it there now?
It's been in the 20s at night.
Yeah.
All right.
It was down in the teens at night this past week.
It was
That's disgusting.
multiple nights in a row.
Multiple nights in the teens.
Yeah, I looked at the weather in Blue Ridge in the middle of the week, and in the middle of the night, like 2, 3 a.m., like 8, 9 degrees.
Yeah.
It's crazy up in those mountains. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I'm drinking tonight. I only had one of those left, so I do have another cider.
Nice.
Cranberry apple cider.
I still have some Peronis in the
And
fridge.
then next year we're gonna have a new beer on the show.
By the way,
Next year?
Next
year?
episode.
Next year,
episode.
2026.
Next episode, we're gonna have brand new-
2026. We're wishing away the
brand
year.
new beer on the show next week. So sorry about that.
Zach already wants this year to be over. He knows he's going to
Yes,
lose.
he does. He's had
I
none.
think he
games.
missed New Year's. He wasn't here for the New
I
Year's.
actually, I did miss.
He
the
knows.
New
He
Year's
knows. He knows a certain OC ain't going to.
Hey, Zane, we'll get to that in a minute. But first, we got to talk about this. So, Trevor, me and Zane have a podcast called Barely Out of Bounds. And we had a fan of the Buffalo Bills say that you were scared to show your face because obviously you didn't want to record on Tuesday. That's why we're doing the show on Friday.
True.
And so they were saying you're scared to show your face after all the smack talk you've been doing against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
I went to go see the snow. That's all it was. I went to go see the snow. I built a
You
snowman.
said you were sick.
Yeah, he
I was
lied.
sick.
You lied to
Actually-
us?
It
Yeah, he
actually
lied.
helped out because I went up there and all the it was just nasty weather down here, and all the moisture in the air just kept me feeling sick for like days in a row. I went up there and it was so thin in the air, I guess.
Dry.
Sickness
Dry.
yeah,
It was
dry.
Full of shit.
Thin in the air.
Thin in the
Dude,
air.
only there was a word
The
for
air was
that.
so thin up in South Georgia. I didn't know.
No, seriously,
Yeah,
it
you
was
know,
like
once I only go 100 feet or more above sea level.
Remember
Yeah,
when
I
this
just
guy-
had to get 100 more feet above sea level, and I was fine.
Dude,
There
it
was
was
so
90
high, he
days.
just left his bedroom and thought he went to Georgia.
Oh, man. So-
Yeah, hopefully he'll pop up tonight though.
Oh, who was it? Was it KL Buffalo?
KL Goofball, yeah, Goofballo, something, whatever they're calling him on Twitter.
But
Gary, are you still sick,
I've been sick for like a week and a half.
dude?
Dude,
It,
you-
Muscling through it though.
Yeah.
That's what we call a warrior.
yeah,
I think
Warrior.
I've been having
Warrior.
that sickness.
we gave him a chance to be. We gave him the opportunity to be a warrior, and he is
To the Warriors, guys.
stepping up to the
Warriors.
challenge.
Warriors.
Oh,
Really
Zane.
curious.
Zane, I'm not a Bucs fan. Wait, you're not even drinking out of a Bucs cup.
You're
Come on.
drinking water? Why are you drinking water in a beer?
I can
Water
go
and a
throw
beer.
on some jerseys if you want me to.
I mean, that's
You
what
should
I
go
did.
Jersey for jersey right now. Or just
Bucs
Jersey,
for
be
Bucs
careful. Be careful,
I
Zane.
think I have more than you.
Trevor utilizes Facebook Marketplace like a motherfucker.
He does.
Is
That man knows the deal.
it
He knows
the
Zane, I
seashells?
Dude, it could be an AJ Biggers jersey for $5 on the other side of Tampa. That man is getting in his car and driving over there.
Zane,
He
I got
has
a
literally
Cadillac.
nothing better to do, and $5.
You have a Cadillac Williams jersey?
Dude, and it's in such good condition.
How much are you offering for it?
I bought it for $20.
I'll
man.
buy it for 40.
Wow.
Don't think about that. That's not a bad. it's
Okay,
in
all right.
perfect
You
condition,
double your
dude.
money. I will
Yeah.
buy a Cadillac Williams jersey off you. That
Yeah,
man, that was back in like primetime Buccaneers
Yep.
fandom.
He was
If
good.
you're
too,
if you're an
dude.
actual Bucks fan, you know who Cadillac Williams was.
And he was like the bright spot of the team too.
He was the only bright spot of that
Yeah.
team.
Nah, you had Ernest Graham there too.
Ernest.
Although that was at the end of
That
Cadillac's
ended.
career.
Yeah, that was toward the end of
Ernest Graham was pretty good though. He was solid.
Yeah, he was.
Really?
Reminded me of
I got an all-star too. I got an
look
all-star
at
too,
these
baby.
guys bonding. A Bucs
You know,
fan
I
and a Lamar fan just bonding over here. That's
Zane,
great.
I actually met him once, but I didn't have him sign or anything. But I did meet him one time in my
How'd you meet him?
childhood.
How'd you meet him?
I was in a hotel. He was getting off an elevator, and I was getting on with my parents. But
Dude, I love Mike Allstott.
big guy, soft hands though. I was a kid.
Got them soft.
Did he pet
hands.
you? Did he pet you?
I was a child, so maybe he took it easy on me. But he was a big, burly guy, and just the soft handshake.
Are you saying Mike
Dude,
Allstott
dude.
touched you as a child?
Yeah.
It was consensual and legal.
Consensual.
It's consensual. I don't think that matters, bud.
No, it was legal. It was fully legal.
I will say to everybody out there, if you want to have a good time, go back and watch some Mike Allstott highlights. Those are some sick ass highlights. Those are the coolest things. Just truck video after truck video after truck video.
And they had one year where they had Warwick Dunn, and both of them had 1,000 rushing yards.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
That's just mind
WD-40.
That's just mind blowing.
Alrighty.
Sorry.
So let's talk about what happened last week in the divisional round. What was the first game of the week? Was it the Texans and the?
Oh, let me just do pick 'em before I forget.
Oh yeah, we got to do pick 'em. Forgot about it. Sorry.
We had over 400 responses and we only had 10 got it right. Hold on. So that's pretty impressive.
Damn.
So
who went down?
What?
What team? What upset was there? The Lions.
No, everybody had the Chargers. Literally through like 90%.
The Chargers was 2 weeks ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Lions.
It was the Lions was the upset.
Oh yeah. Well, only 4 people were right.
Dude, wake up, man.
Yeah.
You were here.
Wake up, Carrie. Hey, divisional round, not the wild card. We're here.
All right, so big congrats to these 10 winners. At Adam Plank 902, a major nerd. At Mountains Today, 2-time winner. At Risky Biz MC, Cowboys fan, he likes betting. At Matthew_Sheridan, 2-time winner. At Fanatic JT, Philly sports fan. At FL Skins fan for life, Commanders fan. At Fudd Seelick, 4-time winner. At Eat Gala 40831, 4-time winner. At Nukesy, LSU fan. And at DJ_Heel, Lord of the Rings and HP Nerd. Congrats to all you winners. We'll post pick 'em tomorrow. Get all right. We'll shout you on the pod. And we'll give our pick results later tonight.
Carrie, just so the people understand, how long did it take you to go through those 400, 500 responses just for 10 people?
That one didn't take that long because I have a method. I go through after the games and I like them once they're wrong. So that one was pretty easy.
I like
them once they're wrong.
That's awesome. That's sick. That's like a really cool way of doing it.
Why wouldn't you like them when they're right?
Yeah, why not just like them when they're right?
Oh, wait, no. I get it. Because then because it's easier.
Oh, keep them.
Yeah, it's easier to see.
Yeah,
the problem is on Twitter, you can only see 200 replies at a time, and we get 400 on these. So I have to go into search to look for them.
Wow. How many views on that tweet? Do you have your phone with you?
Probably 20,000, something like that.
Dude, I was listening to a podcast the other day. Never mind. We'll talk about it later.
Alrighty.
So let's talk games.
Let's talk games.
Oh, how did we do in Pick 'em, Carrie?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Pick 'em. I think we all pick 'em.
Did you change? Are you wearing a collared shirt, Carrie?
I'm wearing a polo right now.
Oh, all right.
Crap.
We all went
about me.
What are you wearing?
We all went 3-1 last week. We all picked the Chiefs to win. We all picked the Eagles.
I'm wearing the man. Sorry.
I was clowned for my pick. Clowned for picking the Commanders, and they won. And unfortunately, I took the Ravens, and these two got the Bills right. So we all went 3-1.
Yep.
Good week for all of us.
Good week. All right, now we're on the championship games.
No, we're on the divisional.
What?
Carrie, dude,
Oh, goodness.
Carrie's tripping me out tonight, dude.
Okay, are we going to talk about the games and then talk about the conference?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
First up, Texans and Chiefs. What'd you guys think of that game?
They gave a better fight than I thought they would.
It's pretty boring. Yeah, it was a good way for them to go out. Stroud looked better than I thought he was going to look because they blew out the Chargers, but he really didn't look good against the Chargers. But he looked decent against the Chiefs. Kind of crazy they only scored 14 points, but
not crazy. That's not crazy.
What do you mean?
That's not crazy. When you're getting laundry on the field every single play,
I didn't think
it's not
the
crazy you
refereeing was
only
that
scored
bad.
14 points.
I didn't think the reffing was that bad this
He
game.
didn't
Oh my
even
God, are you kidding me?
I understand why people
You
say it about
understand,
Chiefs.
so you do know. You
But
do
this-
know. You do
I feel
know.
like there was a lot of flags on the Chiefs too this game.
Not in critical moments.
Not in critical moments, not on third downs. It could have been first downs.
Did that happen? Did you guys disagree with the helmet-to-helmet calls? I agree with that.
Yeah, they were both terrible. They were both
He
terrible.
hit his own teammate.
You agreed with both
They're-
of them?
But they're technical calls. You have to change the rule if you.
No,
'cause, like, I
No,
think
it wasn't
Goff
helmet to helmet,
Goff
dude.
didn't get that call in that
It
Commanders
wasn't
game.
helmet to helmet.
It was.
If you look at it, no, it really wasn't, dude.
They hit his helmet.
No, he didn't. He didn't even extend.
Wait, which one are we talking about?
Talking about the one where he hits him when he hits
There
him
was
up
two.
high. He didn't even push. He went like this.
But his helmet hit his face.
No, it didn't. If you
The
go back
crown
and
of his
look at it
helmet.
from the side, no, it didn't, bud.
I think
No,
So I will say this: that roughing the passer call was one of the worst calls I've ever seen in football.
That was so
And it
bad.
stands right next to that illegal shift that Casey got earlier this year. Because here's the thing: roughing the passer generally comes from a guy hitting a quarterback well after the ball is thrown. That's the
Correct.
idea.
Correct.
When a guy hits the quarterback's arm on the follow through and they make contact, I'm sorry, that's not roughing the passer.
Correct.
That's a continuation of the motion that's already happening.
And not just that, the dude knew he was going to get called, and that's why he didn't follow through with a hit. He didn't even follow through with a hit.
But
You go back and look
a
at
lot
it.
of podcasts have put this out there, and I'm actually for it. You know what? I never want to see people get hurt, but at this point, if you're playing the Chiefs, might as well get your money's worth because you're gonna get the penalty anyway.
For anything.
Yes.
You touch him on the shoulder, you're going to rough the pass.
The crazy thing was him.
I'm driving him into the ground.
and the
I don't
second
care
one-
because if I tackle him,
I'm
it's a
pulling out a
penalty.
shotgun.
regardless.
The second one was just
All right.
as bad. The second one was just as bad, in my opinion. If you're a
The second one was
quarterback,
worse. I think the second one was worse.
Second one, okay. Second one was bad too. I'm gonna say it's on equal level because the dude's fooling, and this is 100% accurate by I think it was Troy Aikman at the time. You can't fool around with the defense. Like he had the beeline to the out of bound to the boundary. He could have just, if he wanted to give himself up, if he wanted to get out of bounds, gain the most yards, he could have done that. He decided, no, I'm going to go back into the field of play. I'm going to cut back inside. And then he went like this. He leaned back really late after these guys were already going after him. And by going after him, I mean leaving their feet, going like this, ready to hit him. And then he decides, oh, I'm going to do this.
So that
That
was a
was-
late slide.
Patrick
and
Mahomes would be nothing. If
That
he
was
played
the
in
latest
2000.
slide I've ever seen.
They need to do something about like fake
We need
slides,
to-
late slides,
You need to be able to challenge flags.
or something like
You
that.
do.
But I'm watching
You
the
do.
first hit right
Carrie's
now,
right.
and I think I agree with like that's a flag.
What is?
Going-
One?
The first one.
No, it's not.
Come on.
No,
dude.
Yeah,
it's
he's
not.
going at his helmet.
No, he's not. He's literally not.
I'm watching it.
Put it up, Zach. Put it up. Share the screen. Share the screen.
I can't
Come
do that.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because
Yeah, I
it's
wonder why you
commentary.
can't.
It's commentary. You can totally share the screen.
I mean, hang on.
Okay, you're looking at it from behind.
No, there's another angle.
Look at that. He doesn't even follow through. Look at that.
But it's not a fall.
Almost tries holding him up. He almost tries holding him up.
Wait here. I can do this better. I
Yes.
can do this better.
Show it, Zach. Zach.
1 second.
The chef. Come on, chef. Come on,
Dude,
chef.
can you imagine if Patrick Mahomes played the early 2000s with like Brian Dawkins and Ed Reed? He
He'd
would
get lit. He'd get lit.
Okay, so here is the call.
And again, this is somebody.
you can't even
I just-
touch him.
Can I just say this?
Wow! How did he get up from that?
Wait,
My
hang on. That's the
goodness.
back
Oh my
view.
God.
That's the back view.
If you look at it from the side, he didn't hit his
Okay,
head.
show me a good.
There it is.
Here's another
that.
view.
Wait, it was in the.
Oh!
No, he doesn't hit him
If
in the
we're
head.
looking at the back, I need a different view. You said the back was
I
no good.
need a different view.
You said the back was no good.
Yeah, look at it from the side. You can see it
I
from the
haven't
side.
seen it from the side yet.
Watch this. Look.
Oh!
Doesn't hit him in the head, dude.
I need that slowed down.
Oh my God!
Oh my god, dude.
It's
If
a
you need
technical
that
call.
slowed
You
down-
can't hit a guy's helmet.
No, that's
Yeah, he hit his
Come
helmet.
No, see,
it's forcible contact to the head or neck area. Forcible
Is he
contact.
jumping at. Look at Mahomes' head and look at even
He's
from this
not
angle,
jumping.
He's jumping.
He's not
at
jumping.
His head.
He's not jumping. Look, he
Look,
almost
he
tries
even puts
holding
his
him
helmet
up.
down.
he's like hugging him, dude. What? Are you...
I'm
He
talking
didn't
about
push
his
him.
helmet.
There's
His
no
helmet.
push.
Oh my
His
gosh,
helmet.
why does it keep going on?
His helmet. Will
Dude.
Anderson's helmet.
What
Wow,
about his
man.
helmet? Doesn't even touch it.
Dude, are you blind? Seriously.
Go to the
Like,
other. I mean, this is the back.
we did
angle
an eye
again.
test live on the show.
Go to the right,
Trevor.
Zach. Go to the right. Go to the right.
This
Go
is
to-
not
go
that
to
great of an angle either. There's
Go to
gotta
the
be a
right.
third
Right
one.
there. You just missed it. You just missed it. Keep going left. Keep going left. Keep scanning. Keep scanning. Keep scanning. You're almost there. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Come on.
It's the same view, dude.
No. We get one.
No, I think
You'll
it's all
keep going.
behind.
Keep going. Keep going. Right there. Play that one.
Wow, man.
You
hits
tell
his
me where
arm
the
on
contact.
follow through.
You tell
There's
me where the
contact made as the ball's leaving his hand. I don't understand how that's roughing the passer.
It's the
You need a
golden boy,
better
man.
angle.
You
You need to
can't
see the
touch
front
the
of their
golden
I mean,
boy.
that's-
their
he
helmet.
literally put
Watch.
his hand.
He's hitting his arm there.
Wow,
Yes.
man.
Okay, but their helmets collide after.
No, they don't.
God,
Okay, then
Trevor.
start it and then
Come
stop
on.
it. Start
You
it and then
saw it
stop
from the other angle.
Start it and then stop it. Watch. Start. Start.
Yeah, man. Dangerous.
That's touching
helmet-
the helmet.
I mean,
No,
we
it's
can't
not.
see it. We can't see it.
Oh
because
my!
it didn't
dude.
happen.
It
Dude.
didn't happen.
No, it's a bad
Trevor,
angle.
what
You
is
can't see
wrong
it in the
with
back.
you?
Goodness,
God.
this is crazy, dude.
There's got to be another angle.
All right,
That
all
was
right.
Josh Allen. Trevor would say
We're,
it's
we're
flopping.
done. We're done here.
First of all,
We're
Josh
done.
Allen. Josh
I
Allen has
feel
a
like
flopping
the
montage.
point's been made. I feel like
You
the
guys
point's
told
been
me the
See?
back was no good.
You
said the
can't
back
even
view
snack
was no good.
Mahomes.
You
I
could sit-
think the back's a great view because it's the best angle to view when initial contact is made.
And not only
And
that,
the initial contact is made when the ball is this far out of his hand.
and not only that, if he actually got hit in the helmet, you'd actually see the head go back. You don't see that.
It did.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't, dude.
No, it didn't. His
Wait.
head doesn't launch backward.
The initial contact. Is
Wait,
that-
I get it. Wait, guys, stop. I get it. Now that Lamar's out of the playoffs, Trevor will root for anyone to stop Josh Allen.
There
from
we
winning
go.
now.
There we go.
He will become
Cheers,
a KC
cheers.
fan. He will become
Cheers
a
to the
KC fan to
bandwagon.
stop Josh Allen from winning a Super Bowl.
Anything
And
to
Josh
stop
Allen.
Josh Allen.
I wouldn't even say if the Bills won. The
Cheers to
Super
the
Bowl.
bandwagon.
Josh Allen would have 7 rings right now if he got every called like that.
Josh Allen.
If
Yeah, he
even
actually
if
would.
Lamar got that call, he'd
Yeah, he
have
actually
5
would.
rings
That's
by now.
100%.
The calls and the stuff and the flopping that you're thinking is Patrick Mahomes is actually Josh Allen.
Okay, first off, I'm not
That's
here to talk
hilarious.
about flopping.
That's
I'm here
funny.
to talk about calls. Because I just
No,
watched
the flopping's
calls happen.
bad. The flopping's bad too. We
I
saw.
don't
Flopping
disagree
calls.
that the flopping's bad,
Josh Allen
but
flops, man.
it's hard for me to criticize flopping, right? It's harder to criticize flopping than the officials clearly having a favorite player.
And then the one time, it doesn't work out for him, he flips out like that Buffalo game. He throws a little tantrum because the call didn't go his way.
Well, shoot, in the Texans game, dude, they were. I mean, he flopped like on the sideline. Everybody saw that, right? Everybody
Yeah, it
knows
was
the
hard
play
to
I'm doing.
guess. He threw himself 12 feet out of bounds. When
Yeah.
he, got touched.
He didn't get
And the
the
thing,
call though.
He didn't get the call.
He
but
didn't get the call. Thank God.
I was surprised they didn't.
I
get
was
the
not
call.
like-
100% surprised.
and he's just going to run the ball anytime because he knows you can't hit him unless you're going to get a penalty. So he's just
Correct.
going to get these little 20
But
yards.
I mean, that's my call to defenses. If I'm the defensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, I'm
Yeah,
telling my
you really
guys,
only got to hit him.
I
once.
just that's the same.
hit him
that's the
once,
thing. I
scare him
agree.
enough.
I agree. Ring his bell. He won't do it
Bring in
again.
your third string
and
linebacker.
do it early. And do it early. That way you can't get called for you can't get called a personal foul. Sorry, you can't get called for unnecessary roughness or whatever. Do it early.
First play of the game. Just send someone back there, smack the shit out of him.
No, Gary, you sound like that
Take him out.
Saints coach.
46th man on the roster, send him out, kick Mahomes in the head.
Sean
get
Payton.
him
We're
out of
talking
that
about
game.
Sean Payton.
Carson
headhunting.
Wentz, Josh Allen, baby.
It was Sean Payton.
That was Sean Payton, the head.
Yeah, that was Sean Payton.
That's it.
It was actually skinny Kevin James.
Was it? Did somebody else took the fall though? I guess.
No, that was Sean Payton, dog.
Remember he got suspended the full season?
But I thought there was like another guy. Maybe it was further back. Maybe I'm not thinking about the Saints.
No, that was Sean Payton.
Did you
dude.
not watch the Kevin James, Sean Payton Netflix movie, man? Come on.
No, I've never
Go
even
watch
heard of
it, man.
that. Never even heard of that. I like Kevin James though.
Yeah, he's good.
Mall cop, Paul Blart, baby.
Yeah, I have
Nah.
to look up.
Albert Brenneman
Is
hit.
the AFC West the oldest coaches of all time, which we'll go into later, but Pete Carroll, Andy Reid, Sean Payton, and Harbaugh, they're pushing the cemetery age.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
Pete Carroll definitely brings that average way up.
I How old's Reed? Like 65?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Remember when Dick Vermeil used to be told like he's like gonna be like he's a freaking ancient guy?
I was
Now
gonna
you-
say, how old are you, Zane?
Well, no, I'm just
you
saying.
bringing out Dick Vermeil in this conversation is crazy.
No, but they were saying the same thing about Dick Vermeil, and I think Pete Carroll's older than him, right?
Pete Carroll, I think, is 82 or something.
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Is he?
How old?
I think he
He's
is.
72.
Oh, really?
Dick Vermeil.
Not that bad.
I'm
Coughlin was
73.
always- Coughlin was
73.
not as old as he
He'll be
looks, right?
74 this year.
He's 1 year older than Belichick.
Yeah, dude, he was only so. Here's the thing: Dick Vermeil was actually only 60 when he was coaching the Rams, and everybody was like, he's older than dirt, like washed up has been.
Well, to be fair, they was probably running like the wing tee or something like that because he grew up in a time when that was popular.
He was the greatest show on turf, baby.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, come on. What are you talking about?
I do like Pete Carroll a lot. He's always seems to have like good energy. Seems like he's always like running at
He
practice.
cheated on his wife, so you probably would like him, Trevor.
He what?
He cheated on his wife, so you probably would like him.
How long ago?
Wow, dude, that's
I mean,
shots
like-
fired.
Well, before we talk
Here.
about coaching stuff, let's
Hang on.
talk about the
Hang
champ. No, we got to talk about game number 2.
He's 73 years old.
the
He hasn't cheated on his wife
Rams-
once.
The Rams and the
That was
Eagles.
game 3, Zach.
Huh?
That was game 3.
Game 2, the Detroit Lions and the Washington Commanders.
The game I was clowned on by
You were
Trevor.
not clown.
1 in 1,000 chance the Commanders would win. And I said the Commanders, take the over. Commanders won this game. The over was hit. Everything I said about this game was right. Commanders shocked the world. They're winning the Super Bowl.
Well, that's not.
I hope they do.
I
hope they don't.
last year that they'll
Why?
I said they might.
I hope they win this game
I hope they win the Super Bowl.
because I'd rather see the Commanders in the Super Bowl than the Eagles. But
They're a fun team, man.
Yeah.
I'm
would love to watch
concerned.
this
I don't
one.
know if the Commanders got it in them to beat the Eagles. But
I don't think they do either.
Did
I think the Eagles are
Who-
going to win handily.
Who deserves the blame for this game for the Lions? Goff?
Yeah. Well, yes.
I don't
tell me-
necessarily blame Goff. I blame the
No.
officials for not calling a roughing the passer there because he was clearly
Yeah, it was.
concussed after that moment, and it was a bad game.
I think it was Goff's fault. Just watching it, he made some really key mistakes. Same reason. I mean, Bucs lost to Washington because of Baker. Baker just made a bad decision at the wrong time.
No.
He
Baker
yes,
only did one bad decision.
yes,
Their
he
defense-
did.
Because,
Yes.
it was because
Now,
Now,
of-
here,
Couldn't
guys,
stop
hold on. I like Baker Mayfield. I want him sticking around, but you gotta call a spade a spade. The dude is the reason we lost the game.
No, it isn't.
Ah.
One
Yes, it is.
turnover?
Guys,
Their defense
yes, it
couldn't
is.
stop
At
them
a
all
very-
game long.
At a very
The
key-
Commanders were running like 15-play,
Come on,
10-minute
man.
drives every drive.
What happened? Jamel
Bucs
Dean got
defense
hurt,
sucked.
and the Bucs didn't have.
That's
any
true.
depth in their
Injuries.
secondary.
Okay, that's true. Trev, you're exactly right. You could definitely lay it on injuries. You can.
They need to draft. They need some depth in their.
I agree.
backfield.
But whenever it came down to it, you had one pivotal play that lost them the game, and that was the fumble.
It definitely had its hand in there. I'll give you that. And Baker's going to get forgiven right away because everybody loves him.
I love Baker Mayfield.
All the Bucs.
I don't want him gone, even though he cost
And he
us
didn't
the
have
game.
a bad game.
No,
just
he had a
didn't
fine
do
game. It
Quite
was
enough
one.
to win.
It was one key, pivotal, bad mistake that you just can't make as a quarterback, and he did it all season long. He led the league in fumbles.
Yeah,
Also,
Zane, what do you think about this? A 50-50 mix of the last two Bucs quarterbacks, Tom Brady and Jameis Winston. Baker.
somewhat.
50.
Baker's a 50-50 mix of those two guys.
I disagree because I think he runs the ball way better than Jameis, obviously. And well, maybe
like, what you're getting from him.
maybe because he does turn the ball over kind of like Jameis.
not
Right.
that much. Not even.
Not as much as Jameis.
That's
but
the Brady kicking in, holding the turnovers down.
that is the
You know?
Brady kicking in. That's a good
He also
point.
doesn't have the arm. Of
He's not
either
bad
of
at
those
pocket
guys.
passing. You might be onto something, dude.
You just
No,
never know.
I
which
think that's a
Baker-
crazy opinion.
Also, big
He's
You
a
might
mix.
be onto something.
Big news just dropped live. Surprisingly, the Cowboys just hired Brian Schottenmeier as head coach.
Really?
That is a big downgrade from McCarthy.
We've got
What's his
exclusive news.
history? Where's he from?
He has never been a head coach before.
Right, was he a coordinator
Jerry
somewhere?
He was the OC for the Cowboys this
Oh,
year.
in-house.
Yeah.
That's
He was-
interesting.
What's his last name again? He sounds like a
Schottenheimer?
Cowboy. Yeah.
He transferred
Sounds like
to
a tight
the
end.
University of Florida, Trevor.
So they're going. So
Lou?
everybody. So they're going. They're going 8-9 this year. I mean, that's what's going to happen. We know that
I wanted Dion there.
they're going 8-9.
That's
They're,
crazy. I
So
can't
I'm
believe
actually
that they went
surprised
with
that
him.
Dion. I'm surprised at that because I thought that was a for sure thing.
I
I
did
think
not
that's
think
a
that
little
was
too-
ever happening.
Really?
If it happens,
Because
it's
here's
not
the
gonna happen
thing.
this
Here's the
year.
thing. I'll tell you exactly why Schottenheimer got hired. Because Schottenheimer is a yes man.
Yep, and he will do.
And he will do whatever Jerry Jones says.
Whatever Daddy
That is
Jerry
true.
says, baby. Uncle
Just
Jerry.
like Mike McCarthy did, and
Uncle
just
Jerry.
like Jason Garrett did.
Uncle Jerry,
Yeah.
how high did you want me to jump?
The
How high?
the
You gotta
funny
take
thing
the
is,
blame for everything, but I'm gonna give you millions.
the funny thing is, the last time the Cowboys did not have a yes man as their head coach, Jerry Jones got rid of him after he won 3 rings for the Cowboys.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Is his name Luke
Jimmy
Schotten
Johnson.
something?
Jimmy Johnson.
Brian.
Brian Schottenheimer.
Oh, I
All you
forgot.
gotta type in is SCH and it comes up.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
How about what should be our offseason goals for the Lions and the Texans now that they're eliminated?
The Lions, I think depth-wise defensively,
I agree.
or fix something in your training staff to where your guys aren't getting hurt as much.
I agree.
And make good replacements.
But then obviously you got to replace a good DC who did a lot with not a lot in terms of depth. Like he did a lot of good stuff. If that Lions defense would have been healthy all year, I think that they were almost a lock
For
for
sure.
a Super Bowl berth.
Especially with,
100%.
But
he-
I mean, you're dealing with like 4th and 5th string defensive ends, like 3rd string corners and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's hard to
got to be a
overcome
training
that.
staff thing.
And Kerry was right on the money when he said the cracks would start to show against Washington, and they did. They could not stop that offense. I mean, there were guys running free with no one within 10 yards of them.
Correct. That's exactly right.
De'Ami Brown, what a game.
Everybody
He's
just
sort of the
forgot he
Bucs, though.
existed in the playoffs.
De'Ami
Open
Brown's a
every
good wide
play.
receiver. Not a great
Yeah.
wide receiver. He's just a good one.
It's fair.
Zach, back to the Cowboys. Schottenheimer actually worked with the JAX in 2021. He was the passing game coordinator. I didn't even know they had those.
Wow.
You didn't know that
Passing game
NFL teams
coordinator.
had passing game coordinators?
And
Yeah,
then
I mean-
he's a quarterback coach.
Nah, so
Not exactly. It's a little different.
it's like
Well, what's the
half of
difference?
work that
Well, the
OC
difference
does.
is a quarterbacks coach works only with quarterbacks, and he works with them on drills and stuff. The passing game coordinator helps quarterbacks with the
Game
timing
plan.
with wide receivers and game
Passing
plan,
game
what
plan.
the defense is going to do in the next week. You know, how are we going to attack this when they're in this look? This is what they're going to do. That kind of thing.
So essentially, he's the OC's bitch. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
much exactly what it sounds like. A passing game coordinator
Yeah.
coordinates the passing game.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
That just seems part of the OC's duties. I don't know. That seems
Yeah,
like a
but you gotta
job that the
go-
OC
I mean,
should have.
Just like the head coach will like call plays, like
So
they'll
he's
have
just
an
an
OC
assistant
and
coordinator. He's just an assistant coordinator.
Yes,
That's what
exactly.
he is. Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's a run game coordinator. There's an O-line coach. There's
Okay.
a running backs
It's
coach.
just.
There's a lot of guys on the staff of an NFL team. You got to delegate, man.
I get it, man. I get it. They got to win games.
So
I get it.
Zane, I'm looking at this guy's resume. He's got a lot on there. Is now a good time to talk about Liam Coen? And his
Not yet.
resume?
We'll get there. We'll get to the coaching changes
No.
in a bit, but
2
not
games
yet.
left. 2 games left.
We got 2 games left. Starting
I saw Zane. I
with
kinda
the
wound you up a little
Eagles.
bit.
Starting with the Eagles.
Oh, shout out to Jared Verse in this game, man.
And the Rams.
He was all over the field. Something actually happened before this game. I don't remember what it was. He tweeted something. Eagles fans didn't like it. He was out there early, screaming out the fans. They were screaming back. And the whole game, he was living in the backfield. I don't know how many sacks and tackles for loss he ended up with, but
He played incredible.
Rookie of the year.
I think
He's He's a lock.
I think
Their
the
defense
problem for the Rams in this game was primarily weather.
Really,
I think if they got good weather for this game, I think the Rams win this game.
But it's like
So
once they did the hurry up offense, Eagles couldn't stop them, but they didn't do that till too late.
Yeah. But
With
the
no
problem
huddle
is, like, it's hard for wide receivers, even as good as the wide receivers that the Rams have with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. As good as they are, it's hard for wide receivers to make cuts and get wide open when it's snowing and the field is icy and you're slipping. It's hard for you to make those crisp, clean cuts when you're doing that. It's also harder to catch the ball. Meanwhile, the Eagles could just hand the ball to Saquon Barkley, him break 3 tackles, run for 40 yards.
Exactly
And
right.
Have you guys?
it's a
have you
team
guys
that's
ever-
built for the cold versus a team that's not.
Have you guys ever done a group project? We know there's a guy that just doesn't do anything and like still getting.
What's up, Trevor?
Because there's a guy. Because that guy is Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts does nothing every week, and he still gets a playoff win every week.
That's crazy coming from a
He's
Josh
never-
Allen fan.
He's never through. Every time he's thrown for what is it? The stat was crazy.
A stat. Here we go.
Every playoff,
Stat.
every playoff win, he has never thrown for more than 170 yards. Every playoff win.
Really?
That's not surprising to me.
Jerry, he had his fingerprints on this game twice, if not.
His fingerprints on the ball, handing it to Saquon. What?
I mean, Saquon had a huge game, but Jalen
You
Hurts
mean every
also,
week Saquon has a huge game.
he had his
Dude,
fingerprints
you
more on this
you
game.
could run Kenny
than
Pickett
Josh
in this
Allen.
offense, they would have won that game.
Well, Josh Allen didn't play in this game, so it makes sense that Jalen Hurts had his fingerprints.
No,
on his game more.
than his game. Because their stats were very similar, and Jalen Hurts' stats actually blows them away. But
Because Josh Allen didn't have to do anything that game to win because Lamar Jackson threw it away with all his turnovers.
Facts.
no.
Yeah.
That's a
Josh
narrative.
Allen didn't turn the ball over. That's what every quarterback that won didn't turn the ball over.
Okay.
And that's what Jalen Hurts is good at. He doesn't turn the ball over, but because he
Oh my God.
What?
Holy shit, Gary's right, and it's worse.
it's like 155.
It's 133.5
What are you
passing
talking about?
yards
in
per
playoff
playoff win.
He doesn't have to do anything. It's crazy.
Holy
That's what I don't know if
crap.
you guys saw. Commander said we're gonna make him throw the ball if he's gonna beat us.
Yeah, I'd put 9 guys in the box. Like, Saquon is not winning this game. Jalen Hurts is going to have to win this game.
Hell
Didn't
yeah,
they
dude. If
do
I'm
that?
Dan
They kind
Quinn,
of did that.
if
in
I'm
their
Dan
game.
Quinn, I'm rushing 7, man.
Who did that?
When these two teams played in like week 15 or 16, and Hurts was injured, and like they just didn't trust. I don't know if it was windy or they just didn't trust Kenny Pickett to really throw the ball, but they were just like they were loading the box, and I mean Barkley, they were stacking him up a bit, but he still. It was one of his
still
big
a threat
games.
to run.
Huh?
I mean, Hurts is still a threat to run. That's the one thing he has.
And that's the thing, right? Is hurt.
Shout out to Jalen Milrow.
Well, and that's the other thing too. Is Barkley's gonna Barkley, and so all you're trying to do is limit him.
Yeah,
right?
you're
All
trying to limit him and score more points on the other side.
That's exactly right.
So that you're gonna have to shoot out with the Eagles defense.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
That's why-
your best
that's why-
bet.
This
That's
is
why
a
it's-
red more offense, though. Or
That's
red-
why what Carrie's saying right on the bell is like you got to just rush the guy.
Okay, in the 2 games that Saquon has played against the Commanders this year, he's got 150 yards and 2 touchdowns in both games.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Like double. He's got 150, 2 touchdowns, and again.
No one can stop him right now.
How many yards did he have
He's
this
pretty
season?
good. He's a pretty good football player. That Saquon.
He's all right. He's all right. You know.
There's only one man that could stop Saquon, and that is
That is
Healthy.
still the most iconic thing. The most iconic thing is like the
Boy, if
Blackbird
it
turtle.
is an Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl, you will never see more touchdowns called back for holding.
I will not watch an Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl. I will not.
Kerry will go
Will
on
not do it.
strike.
No,
But that was a good Super Bowl when they played.
I
a
don't
couple
care.
years
I
ago.
hate both these teams. The worst teams in the NFL.
Did you watch the college?
They also have
football
the worst
championship?
fan bases.
I did watch.
I
the-
actually didn't. I didn't watch the Notre Dame.
Riley
didn't.
Leonard is
It was
terrible.
good for like.
I
Riley
did
Leonard
it, and
is
you know what?
it was
Neither
over.
did anyone else. It had the worst ratings in like 12 years. For a
Riley
national
Leonard
championship.
is who you think Josh Allen is, Trevor.
No, Riley Leonard's not a quarterback.
He's not. He needs to play wide receiver because he's not making quarterback in the NFL.
No, he needs to play like XFL or something. Riley Leonard. That was a
He'll
good
be
game.
the backup quarterback for the Ravens for like 3 years, and then he'll bounce around the league to a couple other teams as a backup or a practice squad guy, probably.
He's not that big, is he?
Shout out to Trace McSorley.
Holy crap. Zach's right. That's insane. I didn't believe him, but holy crap. So 2025 college football playoff national championship had 22.1 million viewers. This was a 12% drop off from the previous year.
Would have been a good game.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, no one wants to watch Notre Dame, a hated team, and Ohio State, a hated team, play outside of Ohio State.
Notre Dame. Yeah, and that's what that was so funny whenever Kirk Herbstreit and all these guys were saying how highly rated this game was going to be because they're two big programs. And the thing is like everybody
two programs everyone hates.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
was that on a Monday night? Is that right?
Yeah, it was a Monday night.
Who expected Notre Dame to win? They just QB draw every play. They weren't going to stop Jeremiah Smith.
What? Their first drive was like a 10-minute drive, though. And they went all the way down the field and they scored, and that's all.
And then they did nothing the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, so.
But their first drive was awesome, and it was like
I boycotted it.
10 minutes.
I also boycotted. I was like, I don't want to watch these guys.
You didn't miss much, dude. I quit watching before halftime.
The worst part is I like the coach. Like that's the worst part is I like the Notre Dame coach, and I like the team. I like the Ohio State team. Like the guys really seem, at least on social media, like they're good guys. And I hate that because I want to hate them as people.
This is the same thing my dad said. You're turning into our father.
I want to hate them. I want to hate them as people. I don't
want
to
like
them. For him? No, not Ohio State. Never. No, I would have been
we're happy for Phil Razor, the Beerly Hockey Podcast.
I actually would have been, honestly, I still wouldn't have watched it, but I would have been happy for Freeman to win. For Notre Dame to win. I
would not have been happy.
I would. Well,
there's no outcome of this game that would have made me happy.
Ryan Day could not let a black coach win a championship on MLK Day.
Yeah. It's never in the cards.
I didn't even think about that. That's hilarious.
It's never in the cards.
You need to get
Ryan Day. Got it.
Yeah.
He seems like a real piece of work.
Well, we got to get through the last game because we got some big coaching news to talk about. Last game, obviously, the game of the week, the game everyone had their eyes on, the game that broke Trevor's heart into millions of pieces. We had the Buffalo Bills taking down the Baltimore Ravens.
Lamar Jackson, once again.
Turnover machine.
In the playoffs.
Well, that really blew my ears out. Thank you for that.
It really did.
Trevor, how do you respond to all those Bills fans that hate you, that want to kill you, that want to murder you?
Did anyone recognize you at the bar?
No.
Okay.
You saw when the Bills won, and I tweeted that picture of the table and all the stuff on the table.
Yeah.
Dude, I got suspended over that. And like there were so many Bills fans in my mentions, I couldn't respond to them. It was like I was locked out of heaven almost. But
you got suspended on X?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did.
That's hilarious. For what? Say
the day after this game.
The day after. He posted a picture like it was a picture of like blurry vision. There's a gun on the table, like a huge bottle of liquor. And he's like, and he posted like, guess what time it is or something like that. And he got suspended.
Yeah, I did.
I've got suspended too. It's okay. High five.
Guess who's never been suspended from X?
High five.
Not me.
This guy. Carrie got suspended too.
Carrie?
I told somebody that they should kill themselves.
Oh,
That'll do it, yeah.
It might have been like Mahomes or Mayo was like.
Mayo. I remember.
Yeah.
Every time I've got suspended on Twitter, though, it's just like delete the post and you can't do anything for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it tells me to do. Whenever I got suspended, I stood on principle for about a day, and then I deleted it.
Dude, I appealed. I wanted to be on Twitter that day so bad, and I couldn't.
So is it worse that like Josh Allen didn't even have to do anything to win, or is it better? Would you rather like? Is it harder for you that he didn't have to do anything, or would it have been worse if he had like 400 yards and 4 TDs?
It would have been much worse for him if he had 400 yards and 4 touchdowns
It didn't
and
happen.
like a 28-17 win.
Yeah. But, I mean, this is what I said was going to happen last week. I said it was going to be around 30 points, and I gave the Bills, I think I said the Bills in like a 1-point game or 1 or 2 point game, but I pretty much called this last week.
Yeah. I can't believe I didn't watch that.
Barely carry reverse jinx works.
Yeah.
And I like Josh Allen. I would have watched it. I didn't. That's the only game I didn't watch.
Josh Allen didn't do anything. He didn't miss anything.
He didn't have to do
He missed
anything.
Lamar pooping the bed in the first half.
That's what Zach told me.
They just had to play conservative that whole game because the Ravens kept turning over. Josh Allen.
Okay, so will you give up the MVP thing or no?
Why?
Because how are you valuable?
Allen MVP. Josh.
He didn't have to do anything because Lamar
MVP.
kept turning over.
Josh Allen MVP.
Like you don't have to force throws. You don't have to go for the big play if the other team
Josh
keeps turning over.
MVP.
Okay, but just based on principle, just based on the world, the word value.
MVP. Josh Allen
What?
MVP. Josh
Like if
Allen,
you
MVP.
this late in the season, we're at the end of January.
I thought Zach was going
do
to join me.
anything, and they
I thought
won.
I told you I said I'm fine if either of them deserve to win it.
Yeah, I agree.
I would
Hey,
actually go.
I agree with that.
Even Barkley deserves.
I think Saquon's got probably the best argument for most valuable.
Saquon, yeah, I agree.
It's only regular
Holy
season,
yeah.
so
Lamar and Allen both had
we
their
do
best
have to
seasons
kind
of
of.
their career.
I do hate how it's become a quarterback trophy. That's one of my biggest gripes with the MVP award. Is it's just become a quarterback trophy.
Did you guys see what? Who's that lineman?
Here's
John
the thing.
Dawkins?
Can I say this? If I'm a line, say I am a defensive end like Von Miller, and say I break a record for like most sacks or whatever in the season,
Doesn't matter.
and nobody, I know it
He's really
doesn't matter.
bummed about not winning the MVP in Madden last year.
I really am. That sucked, by the way, for Rachaad White to have the year that he had. By the way, for people that are just listening to this, we're talking about some fictional like Madden league that we play.
It's not a fictional Madden league. It's a
It's
real
a real
life.
Madden
It's a
league.
real
but
Madden league,
It's
yeah.
a real Madden league, but it's
It's
Madden.
a real Madden league.
It's
in
not
which
real
I
life.
cook both of these fools.
So Rachaad White should have won MVP hands down, and he didn't. And it just
He had like 2,600 yards and like
Yes.
20 touchdowns
Stupid.
and did not win MVP.
Did not win MVP. Desmond Ritter, for whatever reason, for the
Desmond
Falcons.
Ritter had a
kinda
good
hard.
year, man.
He had a
Desmond
good
Ritter
year.
had a good year.
Not record breaking. Not record breaking. Just saying.
Someone's already had a record-breaking year this year, but we'll get into
Okay.
that.
Anyway.
Never probably.
Never probably. But
Alrighty, so it's time for the pick'em for the.
I just wanted to
championship
be on
games.
record by saying.
wait,
that
we haven't talked about the thing. We haven't talked about.
We
the
will
thing.
talk about it after we get done with the games. I've been trying to
Okay,
get to it.
okay,
We gotta
alright,
keep talking.
All right.
Lamar had one bad play
Alright.
this game.
All right, pick 'em.
What?
Two games.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Pick 'em.
Not the back-to-back turnovers.
I don't
Two
have a.
games. Two
don't have a
games.
gripe.
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I don't hear this.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't have a gripe with the interception, but I did the fumble.
What?
Was a
How do
mistake.
you not have a gripe with the interception? The interception is the worst thing I've ever seen in my
It was
life.
terrible.
It wasn't bad.
That's the craziest
no,
thing
no.
I have, dude.
How is it not bad? If Josh Allen did that, we would have heard 4,000.
Okay, we're gonna stick to reality though, and what
Yeah,
happened.
really. Lamar Jackson threw it.
Zane,
Lamar Jackson threw it into triple coverage, eight
He
yards
didn't.
away from his wide receiver.
He didn't.
Oh
Did not.
man.
He did.
No, he
Oh
didn't.
man.
Rashad Bateman beat the corner off the line.
To be
Lamar
fair,
Jackson throws it, and then he makes his cut 2 steps later.
To
and
be
Brad has
fair-
to come all the way from center field.
to be
Yeah,
fair,
right.
Mark Andrews has to make that catch.
I have a gripe with the fumble, but I don't have a gripe with the interception.
Mark Andrews has
I
to
mean,
make that catch.
The
The
interception
game
was
was
terrible.
over.
It wasn't bad. It
Mark Andrews has to
was,
make
it
that
it
catch.
was.
miscommunication. It wasn't a bad throw.
I
It might
can't
have
believe
been
you
a
guys
bad
haven't
mental
even brought
error,
that up
but it wasn't
yet.
a bad throw.
I don't even.
Every bad throw from Lamar Jackson isn't his fault, according to Trevor. You know, every time he
No,
needs to do it.
The
I
Mark
don't
Andrews
know,
throw
Gary.
was not a bad throw.
No, whenever like Josh Allen makes a great throw and his teammate drops it, it's on Josh Allen. You know?
Yeah, the
speaking
ball isn't
narratives
placed
right
right.
You're speaking narratives right now. I don't know narratives.
I do
can't.
know that you're unfair.
I know
to
that
Josh
you're
Allen.
a-
I do
you,
know that.
You had on your profile for the longest time professional agenda pusher, so I don't want to hear it from you.
I will say to
I?
Trevor's credit.
Yes.
Can I say this to Trevor's credit? Lamar Jackson, I think, yeah, he did make some bumbles, but he did do good.
I thought he
Like,
balled out that game.
he
The fumble
did
was
play
heartbreaking.
pretty damn good. And you know what? He threw a perfect, not perfect pass. He threw a great pass to his tight end who dropped it.
And do we
Also-
forget? Even if he caught it, the game would have been tied, and the Bills would have had a minute and a half and 3 timeouts to get a field
To
goal
do
to win the
nothing,
game. It was
like-
But you don't know that.
segment,
You don't.
exactly.
You also don't know if he makes that catch, he doesn't trip and fall and find himself short of the end zone.
No, he would have made it. He
was in. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's still like Mark Andrews. That's why I'm glad like Coach Harbaugh kind of stuck up for him right after the game.
No, you're
He-
glad
he
that
had a
Mark
great
Andrews
season.
dropped that. No, you're glad that Mark Andrews dropped that pass because then it wouldn't be on Lamar. Right? Is that what it is?
That's what
I
it
mean,
is.
We got to stick to reality. Trade. No, because even you want to go to Lamar's fumble. I said it was a bad play. 2 plays before that, Mark Andrews drops the ball on first down. That was like
It's true.
90 yards.
He's actually right about this. He is
Right
right about
before
You
this.
didn't even watch the
You said
game,
you
man.
didn't
I don't want
watch
to
the
hear it.
game.
I did watch those plays because they
I
were
don't
all over
believe you.
social media. They were all over Twitter. I didn't watch the whole game. I did see those plays of Mark Andrew drops because everybody
Lamar
was showing
Jackson,
it.
you can play as well as you want, but if you're going to turn it over
Here's
twice
the
in a
thing.
playoff
Here's the
game,
thing.
never going to win a ring.
Your go-to players. If
I will
that
say
was
this about Lamar.
if that
it
was
his
Travis
best
Kelce,
playoff game.
if that was Travis Kelce, and we're talking Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce should get the blame. 100%. Not Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce. Should
Well,
get the blame.
on that play, it would have been like a pass interference, illegal defense.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to say that
That's true.
defensive pass interference that happened before halftime
Well, that was a
made
bad
me
call.
so upset.
That was a
That
bad
was a bad call. I
That was
would
a
agree
bad
with that. That's
call.
a bad call.
Okay,
It
do you
would
guys think
have
it
been a normal call for the Chiefs, so, you know.
You think it should have been a no call, or you think it should have been offensive pass
It
interference?
should have been a no call. They were
Yeah,
hand
no,
fighting.
it was on both.
They were hand fighting, and the defender fell down. And I think it was just the way Coleman followed through on it, like he was being pulled. But it's just because his body was up, and then a guy was.
But it
tripping
looked
and
to me
falling.
like a push. I didn't watch it. I never watched the replay.
I mean, they had hands on each other. They were
Yeah.
pushing back and forth.
But,
so,
I was at a
for me,
Bill-
I let it play at that point. But
But unfortunately, this week,
what's up, Hollywood Titan?
unfortunately, against the Chiefs this week, if that play happens, it's going to be like a 90-yard penalty, like
After
illegal
seeing that,
looking at Patrick Mahomes, first down to goal Chiefs, because, you know, you
It'll
can't
be
do that.
interesting, but I do think that the way you
Josh
guys...
Allen's ejected from the game for throwing that ball in a dangerous place.
No, I think Allen has as good of a relationship with the refs as Mahomes does.
Oh, Trevor!
Dude,
Come on!
Trevor, you
Definitely.
can't say
You
that.
got
No.
off,
And the
man.
roughing
You
the
can't
passers?
say
No.
that.
Definitely, I give
You
that to Allen.
stepped off, man. You stepped
You
off the
fell
reservation.
off.
Because,
So
okay,
hard.
listen, the flopping
can't
montage
say
that you guys
that.
see, he's getting those calls. He gets those calls.
Look, I agree with you a little bit on the flopping, but
Elite QBs
whenever
get calls.
here's the thing. Whenever you're
That's so good.
whenever you're as big as Josh Allen, you do have to kind of make the case for yourself. It's what they tell receivers all the time. You got to make the case for yourself getting the call.
It's also
Right?
the same thing they do in the NBA with bigs. You have to sell it because if
Yeah.
the smaller guy is guarding you and they hit you, it's not gonna hurt you, but you need to sell it because a smaller guy's guarding you, they're not gonna call it unless you
We
sell
got,
it.
Correct.
we got a LeBron fan talking about flopping over here.
Yeah, I know.
That's a fact, though.
No, the stuff Allen does is not excusable. It's dramatic, and it's if somebody's small hitting you, you're big. Don't go down. If a toddler runs into me in public, I'm not gonna
The
fall.
Patrick
over.
Mahomes fan saying, "Don't go down, don't
I'm
go
not a
down."
Mahomes
Yeah.
fan.
Patrick Mahomes, you grazed Mahomes. You know.
Yeah,
Bro
you were
literally
glazing
said
him
he was
earlier.
rooting for the Chiefs this week and says he's not a Mahomes fan.
Well, the only reason I'm rooting for the Chiefs is because I want to see the three-peat. I want to see history.
No,
Like,
it's because you don't
I
really
want to
Josh Allen in
see
the Super Bowl.
history. Oh my
If
God!
Josh Allen went to the
Anything,
Super Bowl
you
before
can
Lamar
root for
Jackson.
anybody
You're not-
playing Josh Allen.
You're not
It
just saying
could
that.
be, I don't
No,
know.
I'm rooting for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, not the.
Well, they have to beat
They
the
have to
Bills
win
in the
this
Super
So then
to
Bowl.
why
go to
would
the
I
Super
root for
Bowl.
the Commanders or the Eagles?
That just doesn't make, dude. That's a wild statement. That's a wild statement that like.
All right, we have to do
That you
pick-em.
want
We're
history
like an
to be
hour
made?
in and we have not done
What?
pick-ems.
Okay, let me just ask real quick for you guys. Who are y'all rooting to win the Super Bowl?
I want the Commanders
And
because
just a
I'm an
quick
underdog
first
guy.
reason.
I want
Commanders?
the Commanders because they're the underdog. They are the underdog. You can't
All
you can't dispute that.
Zach, quick word in who you're picking. Like why?
I'm picking the Bills because I called Josh Allen 5 years ago, and I would love to be right about him becoming the best quarterback in the NFL. It's purely selfish.
Gary?
Yeah.
I'm picking the Bills because I would find it absolutely hilarious to see Trevor deal with Josh Allen winning a ring because it would be the greatest comedy of my life.
It would
I
be
could
what?
troll him on that for years to come. Years.
Gary, I was
Dude,
already
every
right about what I said about
every
the
episode
preseason.
next year, Gary's gonna come in wearing a Josh Allen jersey and be like,
I'm gonna have,
"Number one, baby."
I'm gonna have Josh Allen Super Bowl ring.
Dude,
One.
that'd be great
Lamar
seeing
Jackson.
a New England Patriot doing that.
And my
That'd be
beef
awesome.
with him, and he didn't do it without a wide receiver one. Just like I
You mean
said.
the guy that hasn't had a catch in like
I'm
6
not talking
weeks?
about stats, Gary.
He hasn't had a target in 6 weeks. He
not
doesn't even
true.
play 10 snaps a game.
That's not, you know. Okay, we're not. What
It's
do you
true,
yapping?
Hollywood Titan. You could go back and watch the tape. I called Josh Allen 5 years ago.
Amari Cooper's done nothing.
It's the greatest call of my life. I was like, Josh Allen, this is in his rookie year when he was terrible or not very good. I was like,
Oh, dude, I knew
Something
he was the
about
next big thing. And
Josh,
whenever they
I
play,
was like, Josh Allen is going to be a great quarterback in the NFL, and he's going to end up being the best player in the NFL one day. And I was called insane. No
that's
one
not a
believed
big.
me.
That's not a big. I mean, I knew he was gonna be good.
No, you
like, I
When
knew
was
didn't.
he
it.
No one
drafted?
knew.
100%, I did, dude.
He was like
I-
fifth.
I knew it.
But like everyone's like,
knew
oh, he's, this, that.
Just like I was right about Will Levis.
You were not the only person. That
Yeah,
named
okay,
it.
Gary. Just like you're right about Will Levis, Daniel
Will Levis.
Jones.
Oh, do we have a
Daniel
Titans fan here?
Jones. Oh man.
Carrie's
Ready?
quarterback takes. Listen, Carrie's got some
I'm
good
like-
takes on some stuff. Not quarterback.
Like,
Are you
What?
still big on Drake? Are you still big on Drake May? Are you still big on
Yes, next
What does
year.
Carey have? What does Carey
No.
have good takes on? Please?
Next year, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, all breakouts.
that? Really?
It's going to depend a lot what happens.
I don't
in the
know.
draft.
Bryce Young.
Great takes. I was the only one that said the Lions defense wasn't for real and the Commanders are going to beat them.
Listen, I've never said you don't have great takes. I just
No,
said
you
you're not
didn't.
good
This
at
one,
takes.
this
I
one just
will.
said that.
I will say that.
Carrie has some good takes sometimes, just not on quarterbacks. Do not listen to this
That's
man on
true.
quarterbacks. In fact, bet every cent you have that those
Hedge
three
him.
guys have
Yeah.
a bad year right now because he's picking quarterbacks.
Go the under.
Yes,
Go the
take
under.
the under
Hit
on
the
all of
under
their
on
props.
all of them.
Hey, the Beerly Carey reverse jinx worked for the Bills. We'll see if it works this
All
week.
right, let's get into pick'em so we can talk about the coaching news. Zane's been itching to talk about it all night. So we got the first game,
Commanders Eagles.
Commanders Eagles.
It's
Who we
Sunday
going with?
afternoon on the East Coast.
I believe it's 6:30 and 3:30 at 6:30.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I think,
No explanation.
especially this time of year. I hope Jalen
Philly.
Hurts is healthy.
Doesn't matter at all.
Carrie, you really don't like Jalen Hurts, but you like the white Jalen Hurts. I've noticed that about you.
Who's the white Jalen Hurts?
He thinks
We'll-
Josh
we'll
Allen
talk
and Jalen
about
Hurts
it
are
in 10 minutes.
comparable.
Unfortunately,
Two carried quarterbacks.
the much better quarterback in this game, unfortunately, doesn't have Saquon Barkley. Jaden Daniels is great. He's top 5 for me, right? He's number 5. But unfortunately, he doesn't have Saquon. Saquon's going to run over this team. Jalen Hurts is going to get carried once again to another Super Bowl. And it's going to be a sad day for America because Jaden Daniels is a great guy. But unfortunately, he's not going to get there. Satan's butthole himself, Nick Sirianni, is going to get to another Super Bowl. And the evil city.
I've never heard anyone call that before, dude.
Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0, Philadelphia. Gonna make the Super Bowl.
It really is.
I'm gonna go. I don't think
Cheers.
I don't think the Commanders have the juice to take down the Eagles, so I'm gonna go Commanders.
Wait, what?
I don't think they got the juice.
You just said, I don't think the Commanders have the juice to take down the Eagles, so I'm going to go Commanders.
Oh, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that's
No, Zach,
exactly
don't
what he
question
said.
it. Don't question it.
Yeah,
exactly-
it's the Eagles. It's the Eagles.
It's the Eagles.
They don't have the juice to
You
take
know
down
what?
the Eagles. I'm gonna go
You know
Eagles.
what? I'm going Magic, baby. I'm going.
Well, the Orlando
Commanders.
Magic play in the NBA, but
I'm going Magic,
And they're not
baby.
playing
I'm
in
going.
this game.
I think the underdog Magic
they're bringing
goes
a
all the
championship
way
to Orlando.
to the Super Bowl. I'm going Washington Redskins. That's right, boys.
Oh God.
Zane, can you name 3 players in the Orlando Magic roster right now?
No,
No,
I
he
don't
can't.
like the Orlando Magic.
He's a Heat fan.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Say goodbye to Jimmy Butler, by the way.
I know. I saw that.
Yeah, he's a son, bro. You're a Heat
I know.
fan?
He's
Yeah,
a
I am.
warrior. He's a warrior.
I've been a Heat fan. So I've been a Heat fan. I haven't watched a lot of games recently, to be fair, but I
Wait,
was a
did me
Heat
and
fan.
Zane have like the same favorite players growing up? Was D-Wade your favorite player growing
Yeah,
up?
dude.
And Cadillac
Are
Willie?
you serious? Are you serious? Are we brothers?
Yeah.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zane, didn't you have to you said
You want to
like a
go?
Heat hat?
You want to go do a pillow fight upstairs?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, let's do it.
I wonder
Zane,
if there's
didn't you-
somebody else.
Didn't you have like a Heat hat or a Heat shirt?
Oh
Me?
yeah, dude.
I feel like you used to wear it.
So
Zane.
my
Oh,
favorite,
Zane.
one of my
He has a
favorite
shirt.
hats there.
He
Yeah.
has
One
a
of my favorite-
Heat hat, and I think he has a Heat shirt.
One of
I
my
remember
favorite
that.
one of
Yeah.
my favorite hats that I would wear around FGCU because this was when I watched.
It was a
lot of
gray
basketball.
Miami Heat hat.
Yeah.
Was a
I
gray
remember
That was
Miami
a
Heat
great
hat.
time.
I remember
for
that hat.
man.
Yeah, I love that hat. I don't even have it still.
I still have some Heat hats actually from my
I need to
youth.
go buy some Heat stuff because
All right, and
I
then
do
the
like the
game-
Heat. I love Spoelstra.
I
love
still think
Spoelstra.
this is the game, another game of the week right here.
This
KC
is
Buffalo.
I have wait, did
KC
I pick-
Buffalo.
This might be the Super Bowl right here.
I think this is my Super Bowl. This is
No,
for
the
sure my
most-
Super Bowl.
Can I make a prediction?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Buffalo by 40.
I'm so glad he didn't say by 50.
oh
Oh my
You
god.
saved it.
Not the by 50 curse.
yeah.
Trevor might say Buffalo by 50 just
Yeah.
to curse them.
Just a curse.
He's
so
thinking
no,
about it now. He's like, oh.
he's like, I should say it.
He's like, it's worked every time I've done it.
No, a little I actually hinted back at this. I think it was the beginning of this week. I tweeted my Super Bowl prediction. I think we have a tush push bowl. Tush push Super Bowl. Eagles and Bills actually, so I'm taking the Bills in this game.
Are you really?
I think this one will be a little more high scoring than
Yeah,
the
the
Raiders
Bills
game.
Chiefs. Yeah.
So maybe like low mid 30s.
Remember, this is the game. This is why they changed overtime rules. If anybody remembers that back in the day,
Well,
Back
it was
in
this game.
Back in the day, it was like 2 years
2 years ago. Okay. But this is why they changed rules. Was the Beefs?
that's not why they changed
Bills
it.
Chiefs game. Yes, it
I
was.
believe, I believe the rule is actually introduced by the Commanders owner, and it was voted on.
It's because the Bills were crying about it.
But no, this was why. This was everybody was saying it after this game.
Yeah,
and they
because
instituted it the
Allen-
next year.
Why did the
But it's just
Commanders-
disappointing to see like only one team get the ball.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
Well, this is why college
But
football
it's
is
like
better.
sudden death. Though.
College
Sudden death
football
is good.
overtime is better than
It is.
Significantly
NFL.
better than NFL.
Well, it's
Definitely.
the old NFL.
No.
either.
Even current.
It's
Even
Trevor,
current.
It's only in playoffs.
Yeah,
I thought that's what we're talking
it
about.
should
We're
be.
just talking
It
about-
should be
It
offense,
should be
defense.
regular. It should be
It
regular
should-
season too.
It really should be offense, defense. I get the ball first. You get the ball second. You get to go. Then I get to go. Then I get to go. Then
So
you
like
get to
college style.
Yes.
Yes. College style is the
don't
best way to do it. I love
It
college
really is.
playoffs.
I don't like the 25-yard line, but it's better than
Or
the
overtime, not playoffs.
one.
Then
Well-
and you know what they should do in college is they should get rid of the timeout.
They need to get rid of the 2-point conversion. It's like back.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
actually
not-
not. I'm actually not against that. I'm against doing the 2-point conversions and doing the timeouts for the 2-point conversions. Because remember, Kirby took a full advantage of that.
yeah,
Well,
it's a timeout every possession. It was so
Yeah,
boring.
and that's just stupid. That's just not fun.
The way the NFL is doing it, if this is only for the playoffs, I think it's only a matter of time until the same thing goes on to the regular season. Because if you're just using sudden death in the playoffs, if anything, or in the regular season, I feel like you'd want sudden death playoffs.
But it's still technically
They've had it
not
for 2
sudden
years.
death in the regular season. If you
They've
kick
had
a
it for
field
a
goal,
couple
the other
years
team
now.
gets a chance to possess the ball.
But a
Correct.
touchdown, sudden death.
Touchdown
game,
ends
right?
it in the regular season, yes.
Yeah.
If anything, I feel like that should be the way. If it had to be flip flopped, I feel like that's more of a playoff thing than a regular season thing.
I don't know.
Say that again. Say that one more time.
That since there is a form of overtime that's sudden death, I feel like that's more of like a playoff thing. It should be in the playoffs rather than the regular
Interesting.
season. But that's why I
disagree,
think
but
it's only
that's
a
fine.
matter of time.
I do
Hey,
too,
that's the
but
beautiful
that's
thing about
interesting.
America. You're allowed to believe stupid shit and no one can
Gonna
correct
change.
you.
That is true.
It's gonna change though. There's no if you're gonna have a sudden death, there's no reason for it to be in the regular season. If you're gonna have it in the playoffs.
I disagree. I think it makes more sense for
Yeah,
the
it
sudden
does
death to
make
be in the
more
regular
sense in the
season.
regular season
Because
because
the-
you want
the
the game
games-
to end.
Well, the games matter less. You're trying to get the games to end because you have more games to
We
fill
need
the
to-
time slot directly after. There's a lot of reasons.
We need to get rid of
Right.
ties.
Forgot
though.
about
Enough ties.
I'm thinking all cinematics, dude. I forget about the time
I
slots.
bet you are thinking.
I forget the capitalism part of it. This is the NFL.
The capitalism part of it. It's the freaking capitalists. These capitalist bastards.
All right.
I'm thinking about the beauty of the
So
game.
did
Corporate
everyone
media.
pick? Did
It's
everyone
all about the
pick?
corporate media.
Carrie, did you pick?
only Trevor has picked. Me and Zach have.
But are we
Oh,
talking
I
about
thought I
picking
did.
The Commanders have a very decent chance in this game. It's
We're
hard to
talking
beat
about the
them.
Bills
The
game.
Commanders. We already picked that game.
Yeah,
We
but
did.
I feel like everybody just took the Eagles except Zane, like right away. I feel like the Commanders definitely got
Commanders,
it.
baby.
I said that I don't think they have the juice. They could prove me wrong.
I feel like
have
they got
to be
the
proven
juice.
wrong.
I
feel
don't.
like-
I just.
I'm gonna go.
Here's the thing,
with-
Jaden Daniels. Can I just say this real quick?
Here's the
playing
thing. Let me tell you
incredible.
about Jaden Daniels, man.
Jaden Daniels looks
Bayou Bengals.
so good in pressure situations. That's just not. It doesn't fit what we're used to seeing out of quarterbacks with that little experience.
If
He's
anything,
not a
I
rookie.
feel like
He's
the
not a-
Commanders got juice. If they're missing something, I feel like it's like dirt, Zach.
They're missing dirt. They're missing dirt. No,
Well,
Like, I
that's
feel
the
like-
thing. When I think of juice, I think of dirt. You
The
know?
one thing about Jaden
What?
Daniels, though, that people don't talk about, which people talk about Bo Nix,
Mhm.
they're the same age. Jaden Daniels is not a young rookie. He's like 24, so he has the experience.
I think they're like a month
all
apart. I
the
don't
all
know.
the rookies that played better seem to be older guys. Just as a like observation.
Mhm. Bo Nix
Penix
a lot
played
of
pretty
college
well for
football, too.
Atlanta. If he would have started the whole season,
yeah, Penix didn't
he
play that
looked
well.
fine.
He looked
I mean, he
okay.
showed flashes. That's what
Caleb,
I'm asking.
Caleb and May both look better than Penix did.
I completely disagree.
Well, you should agree with me.
You think Penix looked better than Caleb?
I said,
Penix definitely looked better than Caleb.
no, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No,
Guys.
he didn't.
What are we talking about?
I think next year,
Caleb
I
Williams
think-
had like a 3-game stretch in the middle of the season where he was like good, and then the rest he played like terrible.
I think we're going to see next year a team up of me and Trevor pro Caleb versus Zach.
Dude, I would love to see that.
I think we're
I
going to
would
see.
love
I
to
think
see
me and
that.
Trevor are going to agree
Please,
for
both of y'all
on
team
Caleb.
up against the number one
I know
quarterback
you're right.
caller, baby. The number one quarterback caller.
I feel like
Because
I'm the
guess
number
what?
one quarterback
Caleb
caller.
Williams still going to hold on to the ball too long.
This man had
Guess
hyped up
what?
Desmond
Caleb
Ritter and
Williams
Taylor
gave him as
Heineke.
many weapons
Yeah,
as he
yeah,
wants.
it's
He
definitely
still
not
ain't going to
that.
be able to
I
give
feel
him
like
the
I'm
ball.
the quarterback guy for sure. Not
That's so
I'm
fake, dude.
Desmond Ritter.
That's so
Taylor
fake.
Heineke.
Wait,
man.
was Zach big on Taylor Heineke?
He says Taylor Heineke was a top 10 quarterback.
Desmond
Well,
Ritter as
okay,
well.
okay. First off, pause.
Who?
Pause.
Who?
There's a power ranking. He was playing. He was definitely listen. In his games, he was playing
had
like
him in
a
the top
top
10.
10 quarterback at
Not
the
in
time.
reality.
At the
It's
time,
not
he was
somewhere.
playing like a top 10 quarterback. This is always held against me for some reason when we're talking about a power ranking. We're talking about a year where a bunch of quarterbacks were playing like dog shit, and Taylor Heineke was playing fine with a team that wasn't as good as half the other guys on the list.
Yeah, they got rid of him. Now they're in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Now this is a different team.
Oh, wait, no.
Two
And
years
don't
ago,
forget,
guys,
he
it's a
also said
completely
Sam
different
Howell.
roster.
Don't forget, he said Sam Howell was a top 10 quarterback last year.
Again,
too.
it was the same thing. He was playing like a top 10 quarterback at the
real
time.
quick, Zach's actually got a point here. If you're doing power rankings, it is based off of their current.
Who the,
Yeah.
no,
Performance.
they
You're
didn't
playing
get
at the
far
time.
to your top 10 like 4 weeks ago.
Huh?
You remember when you used Derek Carr as like the 5th best quarterback in the NFL when you were last on the show?
That was a long time ago. We don't talk about that. So, no, but do you guys disagree?
Zane doesn't watch much football.
Hey,
The rest
do
of us.
you
That's
guys?
unfair, Carrie.
That is
That's
unfair. That's unfair. So, do you? What the hell is PP drinking? PP.
He's drinking some pee-pee.
Who is
Drinking. Oh my God! I'm
That's
almost
Trevor.
done.
Or
I'm
no, it's
almost
not
done.
Trevor. It's Zane.
Why is Zane pee-pee?
Because I'm
Piss party.
All right. Okay.
So,
This is something we're about to get into.
Sergio's old evil ass devil bullshit ale. It's from
from,
Calf
Killer
Calf Killer
in,
Brewing. It's
in
delicious.
Tennessee.
It's so
In
good.
Tennessee.
It's so good, and it
But,
is. I've drank a lot of it.
All right, so
Zach,
this
you
whole
didn't pick.
show is taking way longer than I wanted it.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Can I say something real
You
quick?
just got to pick
So,
and then
do you
go.
guys disagree? Do you guys disagree with the statement that power rankings are current performance?
That's what it is. It can have a little bit of. It can have a little bit of.
Don't
like,
shake your head, Trevor. You agree with that statement?
But I agree with that as a philosophy.
They
but
weren't
I-
even top 10 at that time.
There was
Well,
no
there
I
you
want to
Taylor
go
Heineke
back.
That's fine.
ever-
That's
no,
fine.
Go back. Look at Sam Howell's stats at the time I said that. Look at
Like
Taylor
40
Heineke's stats
interceptions
at
and
the time
40
I said that.
fumbles.
Taylor Heineke has never been anywhere close to top 10.
Hey, here's the thing.
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
know. I don't know ball like that. If you go back and you
We're
say
talking
that-
about Taylor Heineke, man.
Okay, well, if you say that, then I
Because
don't know
you
who
guys
to-
brought him up. Well, don't even
I don't
say
know
you're
who to
talking
believe.
about Taylor Heineke. Like you guys didn't just bring him up to try and bring
No,
him
I mean
down.
like in a top 10.
I don't know who to
You
believe.
call yourself a QB expert, and then you don't want to talk
I am
about
a
it?
QB expert.
No,
Who
you're
has
not.
called more QBs than this guy right here?
That would
Nobody.
be- that would
question
be-
the chef.
Anybody.
Don't
Nobody.
question the chef.
Yeah,
Don't
Absolutely
question the
nobody.
chef.
definitely me.
Don't question.
Trevor, I will say Trevor's hit on more than we have.
Definitely.
That's crazy.
Though he said Anthony Richardson was like the most underrated
said-
quarterback in the NFL.
He said he was the most underrated quarterback in the NFL. He said Caleb Williams was going to change the franchise of Chicago in year
I
one.
never said that.
That-
Yes,
Yeah,
you
you did.
did.
No, I never.
It's true.
Do
I
not
never
even
said- I
go
said a
there.
lot of
You said
things, but I
Caleb
never
Williams
said
is going to
that.
change
You said a lot
the
of crap
franchise
about
of
Caleb
Chicago.
Williams.
You picked
That's
him as
sad.
number 2 in the division. I don't want to hear it.
You clown me for having the Bears one spot over the Giants one spot
You have
over
the
the
Giants
Bears.
ahead of the Bears.
And what did they finish at?
I mean, just the Bears are a better team than the Giants.
It doesn't matter.
Not by much.
Yeah.
And Caleb had a fine rookie year.
Okay,
I'm
so
not-
I want to
He
list
had a
these.
disappointing rookie
I'm going to
year.
list these stats, okay? Okay. In the first 5 games of the 2022 season, Taylor Heineke, 305 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 turnover. Game 2, 308 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no turnovers. Game 3, 240 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no turnovers. Game 4, 155 yards passing, 142 yards rushing, 1 touchdown, no turnovers.
Taylor Heineke, the 140 rushing yards in an NFL game.
Yes, he did against the
That
Dallas
is
Cowboys in week
crazy.
4.
That is nuts.
Guy was balling out of control, and you guys are clowning me for saying he was a top 10 quarterback at the time. He was playing incredible.
I don't know. I'd have to go watch that. I don't know.
Let's stick to reality, you know.
All right.
Zach, who do we take?
I'm taking Buffalo. I have to. Josh Allen, he's the guy I stake my entire commentating career on.
Is he gonna go out and dominate the?
He's
Chiefs,
going
or
to
is
throw
he just gonna
for
sit back?
240 yards. He's going to rush for 50. He's going to have
and lose
two
the game
touchdowns.
and lose the game
Okay, but like, is that
because of a pass interference penalty.
I mean,
Yeah, this gets thrown really
I mean,
late.
probably, but I'm trying to be optimistic here.
but how's he gonna do versus the Chiefs defense? Like
That's what I just told
I mean,
you. I said
Stroud-
he was going to have
Stroud
50 yards on the ground, about 240 through the air.
yeah.
Stroud
I
just
mean,
played well.
is it
Stroud
because
just
of
played
him?
well
Because,
against
I
him.
mean, Shakir is
Stroud did play well against them. That's true. That's facts.
I mean, according to Trevor, Khalil Shakir is like the best wide receiver in the NFL, the most underrated guy that never drops a pass in his life.
Khalil Shakir played a majority of the season as the best catching receiver in the NFL. He also finished the season second in yards after catch. So
Okay, so easily the Bills should easily win that because they have Shakir, right?
Carrie, I took the Bills. What do we? What's the gotcha? I mean,
I don't know.
Go at him, Trev. Keep going.
no, my biggest beef with Josh Allen fans is that they can't. I don't think they let the rest of the roster shine enough. I think this is an amazing roster.
What?
I love this roster.
What kind of
It's a good roster. It's not an amazing roster, dude.
Like every quarterback, it's a team game. Every quarterback's gonna need support.
11 men on the field.
That's
Listen, I came out and made a statement earlier this year, and I was clowning on it for saying it. And that is that to an extent, every quarterback is a system quarterback.
that is
Well, it's because like the Bills, it's not like who has a better offensive line and who has a better running back.
You're talking about how the Bills have a better offensive line all the time.
But the Bills play Bills football, and like as a product of the Bills football, I think
Here's a question. Here's a question for you. Was Tom Brady a system QB?
Yes.
No.
Disagree. If you look at passing attempts in New England versus Tampa Bay, he
Hold on.
actually threw. He actually.
Okay. Now we can talk.
Wow. Rude.
He actually. Wow, that's insane! I can't believe you just did that. He actually threw significantly more.
I don't want to talk about Tom Brady. He's retired. He's like a GM of the Raiders or something. I don't know.
Oh, I did want to talk about that. How much?
You're just a hater. Okay, I'll stop talking about him. Just to stay on the show.
Listen, he retired. My time talking about Tom Brady is over.
My pick for this game, Josh Allen is great, man. He's great. I love him. He's a great quarterback.
Don't say but.
No,
Unfortunately,
I already know what Carrie's gonna do.
Josh
He's gonna
Allen
do the thing.
He's gonna
Josh
blame
Allen
devil magic and blame
can't
the
defeat
ref.
the devil himself, the Antichrist, the evil spawn of Satan. He can't do it. He gets every call. Mahomes.
Yes.
He's gonna get a bullshit call in the end.
Sell for.
It's gonna be a game-winning touchdown at the end to Khalil Shakir, and then
Zane,
be like,
try.
unnecessary winning.
What's-
Buffalo Chiefs win. It's gonna
Jerry,
be over. Chiefs are gonna win.
How many did Chiefs win by? How many Chiefs win
Chiefs
by?
win by 3 in a bullshit final
Say
call.
50.
The Beerly Carey jinx may live on. We'll see.
Say Chiefs by 50, please. Say Chiefs by 50.
As you can tell, I picked the two teams I don't like to win these games.
Say Chiefs by 50, Trevor. Say Chiefs by 50.
Chiefs by 50.
Yes.
Okay, so
Alrighty.
assuming this is a clean game, either no.
Assuming this is a clean game.
There's
As
no
if-
way it's gonna
As
be a
if
clean game.
Bills are gonna get
I mean,
the calls.
What's the
That's it,
over-under
No,
on
the Bills
bullshit
get
calls?
called. The Bills
Assuming-
get
What's the
called.
Oh my
the
God.
over-under on bullshit
Oh my
calls in this game?
God.
Please? I'm saying 3.5 over.
The
I
Bills
like the
get called.
3.5 line.
3.5.
I think I'm gonna take the under on that, but I like the line.
Zane.
Did you just say what you said?
Zane.
Oh my
No, the Bills
God.
get calls.
Zane.
They do.
Sorry, what, Gary?
Would you take the over-under on 3.5 bullshit calls for the Chiefs this week?
Over.
Over?
Over.
I'm gonna take the under. I think there's gonna be more missed calls for the Chiefs, if that makes sense.
That's fair.
Like,
That's fair.
like penalties that aren't called,
Yeah, more. Yeah.
with that they commit. Like
Does that
every
count as
single
bullshit?
snap on offense when Jawan Taylor false starts.
Oh,
Do non
Every
calls
time,
count
man.
as bullshit?
let me guys tell you about my favorite form of Kansas City. Let my guys tell you. Anyways, the Kansas City Chiefs bullshit. When people it's the playoffs, it's January, and they just decide not to cover Kelsey. Kelsey was wide open all Texans game.
That's
I forgot to
true.
bring that up. And it's just I tweeted about it, and it
happens
happened
every
last
year.
I don't
Yeah, it
get
does.
They just don't guard him in the playoffs. He's just always open. And it's always like third down, third and long, third and short.
Do
He's
we see a
always
scenario where a guy like Joe Andreessen and a random guy in the Bills goes out with a chainsaw and just takes out his legs? Is that a scenario in this game?
Hey,
I wonder how the weather is in this game.
I don't know. It's
It
in
was
Kansas
really
City.
windy in that Houston game, wasn't it? Because Fairbairn and Townsend had a really bad game, both of them.
Yeah.
I remember them, Fairbairn missing kicks, and I remember Townsend having some bad punts. But it was very windy, very ugly. So we'll see.
All right. So
We're finally ready.
all the picks are made. All the things are done. Let's talk about. We don't have time to talk about all of these a ton. We're going to talk about Ben Johnson, the Chicago Bears first. We're going to end on on something else. But Ben Johnson, the Chicago Bears.
I like it.
I was upset when I heard about this. I was really upset. I really wanted him in Jacksonville. It's pretty clear and obvious why he didn't go to Jacksonville.
Yeah, he said why he didn't go to
Did he?
Jacksonville. Yes.
What did he say?
He said it was because of the organizational issues.
He didn't want to play with a shit quarterback like Trevor Lawrence.
Okay,
No.
no, it's because
he didn't want to play underneath a GM. That's shit.
Yeah, he didn't want to play underneath a GM that has had like one winning season ever.
He did draft Ryan Thomas Jr.
Was it Balky?
Yeah, Balky.
Balky just got fired. I wonder what.
Yeah, he did.
first.
That's
But I
why,
missed
by
that.
the way.
Did you guys?
We'll
see,
get to Balky's firing in a little bit, but
Did you guys see
So-
Ben Johnson in the post
in the press
when he was
conference
like-
talking about Green Bay, Matt LaFleur.
LaFleur? He name dropped him, dude.
Yes, he did.
Wow, I like that.
It's a really good time beating LaFleur twice a year.
Yeah.
Trevor, do you
I like
like
that.
this take?
Huh?
I think we see a scenario next season with Ben Johnson in town. If the Bears can revamp that whole line, Caleb Williams is top 10 quarterback next year. Do you like that take? Top
Take
12?
Kelvin Banks at pick 10. I think they have.
Good old. They add a couple guys in free agency. Caleb, top 12.
Like for the whole season, you think he stays? The lowest he drops is 12.
I think no. By the end of the season, I think we see him finish in our
So
top
your
12.
end of year rankings, top 12.
Top 12. You like it?
All right.
I'm gonna say no.
I mean, I have Caleb at around 25 right now.
12 is like 12 is like kind of where I have Herbert-ish right now.
Yeah, I think he's gonna take a big jump next year. You know, I'm not a Caleb hater.
I think he's gonna get better. I don't know if he's top.
The talent is there.
Yeah.
I hope they take Kelvin Banks out of Texas. I think offensive tackle.
We'll see what happens. I think that's a good hire for Chicago. Obviously, they need their offense
Great
revamped.
hire.
They have all these weapons and supposedly a great young quarterback, and weren't able to make it work last year. Maybe a new offensive mind, new system comes in, helps fix some of those issues for
You'd hope.
Chicago. Today it broke. Pete Carroll, hired by Tom Brady to be the Las Vegas Raiders head coach, joined also by Spytech, the new GM. What do you guys think about those?
I didn't get a chance to look into how much Brady actually owns the Raiders, but I was doing a kind of deep dive of the first 10 picks in the draft, and probably the biggest red flag, if you will, is the Raiders sitting at 6. They're a team that needs a quarterback. There's 4 teams that urgently need a quarterback, and it's looking like the 3 guys that I think are going to fill the spots. Obviously, Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, and then wherever Sam Darnold chooses to go, which is probably going to happen before the draft.
Sure.
But it's really interesting. They're sitting at 6 right now, but there is definitely a scenario out there where they trade up into that top 2. Tennessee's got number 1. Cleveland's got number 2. Both of them could be drafting a quarterback. So
Yeah.
it's going to be very interesting.
It's going to be interesting. Also, free agency this year is going to be interesting because there are a couple guys, a couple quarterbacks that could be named as either bridge guys, as you want to take a guy, take a bridge guy, put him in there, and then draft a quarterback in the second,
It's
Jackson
kind of starting to
Dart,
take
Jalen
form, though.
Milrow.
Yeah.
One of those guys in the second round, and just kind of use that first year as okay, this guy isn't great and he's not going to win us a championship, but he can be the bridge between what was and what will be. That's going to be interesting to watch.
I think Raiders are out on a quarterback. Pete Carroll is closer to death than he is to developing a quarterback.
But if you're close to death, wouldn't you want? Death.
What, he's going to build for the
You want a new
future? What's his future like?
He's pretty healthy. He's
Terry,
pretty
imagine
healthy.
being 82, 83 years old, and your job, everything that you work for during the week relies on Aiden O'Connell.
No, it's not. I will guarantee you, we're going to see one of the veterans there. We're going to.
That's what I probably see happening.
I really
I
think
agree with
Aaron Rodgers, if he does not play for the Jets, the Raiders are a good fit. They have a decent O-line, some decent weapons. They have Bauer, they have Myers. Adams will go back.
Adams
They need
will
running
go back.
The defense is okay. Carroll, could be a playoff team with Aaron Rodgers.
And I don't think Aaron Glenn.
I think Russell Wilson. Here's my hot take for the offseason also. I think we're going to see one of these quarterbacks get traded, either a Kyler Murray, a Dak Prescott, or Geno Smith. One of those guys is going to get traded this offseason in a shocking move. I'm not sure who, but it's going to be one of them. And I could see Las Vegas being a fit.
I actually think I tweeted this earlier, but I think Sam Darnold is going to be on the Giants.
Interesting.
That'd be interesting to see Dable
But
one more
if
year.
I was Tennessee, I would actually sign Sam Darnold and trade out of 1, trade back to 6.
No, if you're Tennessee, they're not a terrible organization. They really aren't.
Everyone in their front office has a Super Bowl ring.
They're not as they're not like the Browns. They're not like Carolina. If you're Tennessee, you got to get Cam Ward.
No, you believe in Will Levis, man. You believe.
Yeah, you trust Will Levis with the
You
future,
trust
like
him.
Nearly Carey.
Or Gonzi.
The meme machine. Dude, that should be his name, the meme machine, Will Levis.
I mean, haven't you seen that guy's penis before?
No.
What?
Have you not gone on Twitter? Were you not on that day on Twitter? His penis was all over Twitter.
I did not see it, luckily.
Oh, that's fun.
Carey,
That's fun.
there's Will
No,
Levis.
Carey
Carey was
like-
actively looking for
Carol,
it.
he's like, oh my god, there's Will Levis' penis. I can look at it.
Kerry was like, "You guys have seen that, right?
Right?
We all saw it, right?
Guys,
Everyone
right?
saw
I'm not
it,
the
yeah.
only one that saw that.
Come
I'm
on.
actually a big fan of what the
You
Titans
guys
have
know.
going on for the next 5-10 years.
How?
Probably not 10 for the next
There's
5.
nothing good about the Titans, man.
I would trade back, actually, because I think you could get a
What?
haul for the
No,
first
no, no.
overall. But let me also say, I'm also very
You get a
interested
good
in this, so I'm
I
going
think
to
you
watch
could
some.
get a haul for the first overall.
I'm going to watch some Cam Ward tape and some Shador Sanders tape, but they sit at 34 as well, which is there's a lot of pass rushers that are going to bleed in the second round, a lot of tackles that are going to go in the second round, which is also what they need. But I think all they'd have to do is trade back to 6.
Get Cam Ward.
I agree.
telling you.
I
I'm
think
gonna
it makes
watch
sense
this
for the
over.
Titans to trade back.
Get Cam Ward. Shador Sanders is going to be shit in the NFL. Can I just call it?
It
I'm
depends
just
on
going
where
to
it
call
goes.
it.
Yeah,
No,
it
it's
really
shit.
depends on
I
where
like
it
him,
goes. I agree.
But
I don't.
He's going to need an O-line. Here's the thing. He's going to need an O-line and know where he's going to go.
Everybody's
going
going to need an O-line.
True, but Cam Ward is way better than Shador
This
Sanders.
QB class is
agree.
not great. This QB class
It's
is
one of the
not great.
weaker ones. I think it's got
Oh.
a decent top 2, but
Next year isn't great
Yeah.
either. The year after, man. Lenora Sellers, DJ
Yeah,
Lagby,
DJ
Manning, Rayola. That is going to be a class to tank for.
mhm.
That
Nico
is.
Iamaleava with people
agree with
still returns.
So, do you think they're going to wait on it? Do you think they're going to wait on getting a quarterback? Because I
Who,
think,
Tennessee?
yeah,
I
But
think
it-
they're going to – I think it makes sense for them to get a guy like
I'd take Cam. I like Cam Ward's the only one I liked in this draft. That like
I agree.
I think if I'm Tennessee, I get Darnold in free agency and then trade back to 6. And because
Try to get
the
a Bill
first
Carter. Tevin
Yeah.
Dillon.
Well,
Here's
like,
the problem
You're
with-
gonna have
here's the
people
problem with
that
that.
want to trade up and get him.
Can I just say one problem with that is I think you always talk about system quarterbacks. How is Sam Darnold not fit into your definition of a system?
Well, I'm
quarterback?
not saying he doesn't
Well, it's just-
fit into that definition. I think he
Here's-
does. The thing is, though, if it's being a rookie quarterback in the NFL is hard.
Yes.
If you do not have the roster around you, there is a
Absolutely.
chance. There is a chance that you crash and burn before you have a chance.
Look what
to
happened to Baker. I agree with you.
I haven't watched film yet. I plan to watch Cam Ward film, but I heard this idea pitched. Somebody I was listening to is actually a Titans fan. They draft him. They actually bring in Jameis Winston, and the earliest we see Cam Ward is like week 9, week 10.
no.
But they even
Cam
discuss.
Ward is older, isn't he? He's
I
like
don't know.
20 he's like 23, isn't he?
He is 23, but that's not crazy old.
Still, I mean, you could. I mean,
That's pretty old for a. He's 22.
I mean, we had-
he'll be
22,
23 by the
23.
draft. He'll be 23 by the
I
draft.
mean, considering
Will he?
we had 3 25-year-olds drafted last year.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's not insane.
None of those are 25.
Bo Nix.
They're all 24.
Kerry, he's
Are they?
going to be
But that's 1
he's gonna
year
be
older.
22 in the draft. But when season starts, he'll be 23. But
But that's not crazy.
I think
not
they
crazy.
have. It's so easy for the Titans. You have pick 1. You have pick 34. You could definitely just play it safe and just sit there.
I kind of like that idea of taking Travis Hunter and then going with Sam Darnold and Will Levis. And if they shit the bed next year, you draft a quarterback. And then you have Travis Hunter.
If
with
you
a
have
rookie
Sam
quarterback.
Darnold, trade back to 6 because I think it's safe for them to stay.
Wouldn't
at
get
1,
Travis Hunter to play with Sam Darnold?
but I think the Raiders are gonna call them with an offer so sweet that they might not be able to turn it down.
That's what I think is probably gonna happen.
I just don't think people love this draft class enough to make a huge deal like that.
But when you look back into the
So
into the first round, there's a lot of pass rushers that
I like Cam Ward, but I would take all 6 quarterbacks from last year's draft over Cam Ward.
Whoa, that's
Really?
Yeah,
That's a crazy statement.
McCarthy.
is it? I would take.
That's
McCarthy.
insane.
I would not take McCarthy over Ward.
I would take
No,
McCarthy.
absolutely
I would take
not.
McCarthy
I
over
wouldn't take Penix over
Cam
Ward.
You
Ward.
guys are not biased at all because you're Miami fans.
No,
I'm just
really
saying I've
not.
watched them both play.
I'm really not. I've just seen every
You just
game
started
Cam
watching
Ward
college
has played.
football this year, Kerry. I don't want to hear.
I've
2
just
years
seen,
ago,
I've
Zach.
just seen every down that Cam Ward has played, and the dude looks. I mean, we just talked about Jaden Daniels, right? We just talked about how good he looks in the pocket, how comfortable he looks. Cam Ward has that way more than Jaden Daniels. So
He's not quite as athletic as Jaden Daniels, but
not quite as athletic, but
Gary,
I
when it
think in
comes
terms
to
of being
under
collected in the
pressure,
pocket,
yeah,
collected is
absolutely.
Gary, you think
Absolutely.
Shador to the Raiders? Maybe.
I think
The
that's
Raiders?
City. That's
I
City.
think Shador should be. I mean, with Dion
City
being his
fits
father, I think he should have just a great mental grasp on.
I really want to see him go
defenses.
to Cleveland or something. That'd be hilarious.
That would be great.
All right.
Cleveland's very interesting. They
Now
got
the
good
one I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let Zane talk for a little bit because Zane's got a
Oh,
lot of
God.
opinions. He's very emotional about this. So Liam Coen, in a crazy shift after the firing of Trent Baalke, the general manager of the Jaguars, leaves the Buccaneers as OC and joins Jacksonville to be their new head coach, and is going to be involved in the decision of who they take as their next GM. Go ahead, Zane.
Wait, one quick thing before Zane goes. Is it true that he said he was with his pregnant wife or something? There was some
No,
crazy,
he didn't say that.
No, it was some
stuff on
crazy
Twitter.
excuse he said to the Bucs where he was.
That his kid was sick, and
Yeah.
he was. His kid was sick.
You know who that
Wasn't-
sounds like? That sounds like Urban Meyer.
That sounds like
When he
Trevor
was born
Scott.
in the day.
All right,
Can I
Zane, talk.
go?
Yeah,
Can I
go ahead.
I don't have any
Yeah.
kids that I know of.
I hope Cohen. I hope his children.
Oh God.
All right, Zane. I'm gonna cut you off if you go crazy.
no!
I've got it pulled up right now. I'm gonna cut you off.
I hope
Great lives.
I hope nothing happens to his children.
Wait,
I hope they never develop any cancer.
Oh,
I
God.
hope they never die. I hope they live forever. Okay? Can I just say this? So I'm gonna just go through this is just the shittiest of human beings.
Is he
So,
worse than Hitler?
Oh my God, yes. So here's the
Oh my God, this is crazy. God, Bucs fans are funny, dude.
here's the timeline. Can I just say the timeline? Can
Yeah,
I
go
do
ahead.
the
Say the
timeline for
timeline.
everybody?
Hear it.
January
Let's hear it.
6th, the Jacksonville Jaguars fired their head coach Doug Peterson, but retained their general manager Trent Baalke. January
pissed me off.
11th, the Jaguars interviewed Ben Johnson for their head coaching position. January 15th, Liam Coen had his first interview with the Jaguars for the head coaching role.
Mhm.
January 20th, Ben Johnson was hired by the Chicago Bears, and he said he had no interest in the Jaguars job due to their organizational setup, aka he didn't like the general manager Trent Baalke.
Yeah, no one does.
January 22nd, this is 2 days
Got
later.
fired.
2 days later, Coen decided to not attend his second interview with the Jaguars and initially chose to stay with the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers had offered him a lucrative 3-year deal to become
Yeah.
the highest paid
Yes.
offensive coordinator in
Very good.
NFL fucking history.
Yeah. Keep
January
going.
23rd, within
Yeah.
24 hours of deciding to stay with the Bucs,
Yes.
he reversed the decision and accepted the head coaching position at the Jaguars.
Yes. Everything you said is true.
That is true.
that is you have to be. And can I just say this to all
Yes.
the Pat McAfee fans and all the Shannon Sharp fans out there? Because I watched their takes on this.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. Okay, you just cause. I get people trying to make their bag and people trying to make money. I'm all for it. But what you can't do is you can't go back on your word after saying you'll come back to an organization and then take the meeting secretly and then go and accept the freaking head coaching role. Here, let me turn this down. We got to turn this down. I'm yelling.
You gotta calm down.
I'm
There,
yelling
bud.
too
You're getting a
loud.
little
No, it's
hot,
okay.
man.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
You can't do this as a individual.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit what the whole argument is of like the organization would have protected themselves. They're the ones with all the money on the fucking line. Okay? They're paying the fucking salary.
All right.
So of course, like if I go to my job,
We should have done this first.
No, I saved it for last because I wanted this to be the end of the show.
I go to my job and I go to we're our owner. If I go to our owner and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm staying here. Like he knows I'm like looking around, but I'm staying here. And then I go behind his back and I take a fucking interview. And I go I go to that interview. And then I come back and say, you know what? I changed my mind. I ain't coming to you. I'm going over there.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking asshole.
Okay. Very good, Zane. I'm glad you got through that. Let me give a different perspective, okay?
Wait, I have a question for Zane. After he chugs that.
Okay.
Zane, let me give you a scenario, buddy, okay?
Wait, don't give him a scenario. I want to give him a scenario.
By the way. I finished this whole thing. It's done.
I want to give him a scenario.
No, I want to give him one scenario first. Okay, let's say if Liam Coen is in front of you in your room right now, what do you say to him? What do you say to him?
Fucking mouth.
Like, just give me what you're gonna say to him.
Can I just say this? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for cussing so much. I really
Don't be.
I'm not that person.
This is
I'm really
America.
not that person. But
The Saint Kamal's America.
I'm not that
Zane.
person, guys.
but this is
as explicit,
like-
so you can pretty much say whatever you want to say.
this is gonna. So if one of y'all had done this to me, I would have excommunicated you completely.
Okay.
Now he did say he was in contact. We don't know this for certain, but he did say he was in contact with Todd Bowles, like during this whole period wherever the organization couldn't reach him. I highly doubt that, because if Todd Bowles was able to reach him, then Todd Bowles would have been able to let the organization where his head was at.
I honestly feel like Todd Bowles doesn't check his phone, like just from hearing him talk.
He does look.
Todd Bowles.
He does look like a little bit of an old man. Yeah, I mean, he
Like
does,
anybody
Like,
heard
I
from
can't
Liam?
press these buttons.
Like anybody heard from Liam? He puts his glasses on. It's like 60 missed calls.
Yeah.
No.
That is kind of funny. I agree with that. But at the same time, can I just say this is so for all those people out there, like the guy on Shannon Sharp's show, can't remember his name. I know he's an ex-NFL player, can't remember. For all these people saying like, dude's got to worry about himself, dude's got to worry about his family. There's a way you do things.
Yeah.
This is not the way you do things.
Okay.
If you commit to an organization, I don't care if you're saying that you're getting strong-armed or whatever by the organization, then you just tell them. You say, hey, look, I like this deal, but I want to see what they have to offer. And then you just go to the second interview.
Okay.
I'm certain if he had a deal on the table with the Jaguars, the Bucs would have come back with, oh, okay, well, we'll offer you this then. Because that's the way contracts work.
Okay. You're right. It is the way contracts work, except the Jaguars there's a process to hiring coaches. This is my opinion on the whole thing. There's a process to hiring coaches.
Can I ask this before you state your opinion? Am I about to want to punch you in the fucking mouth?
Maybe, and I don't care because I'm right about this. 100% correct. There's a process to hiring coaches. You have to do a certain round of interviews. and that is because of the Rooney Rule
Yes.
and how many. It's
I know
because
this.
of all these regulations in place
I
that you
know
have
this.
to do a certain process to hiring NFL coaches.
Correct. Yeah.
You
Okay.
used to be able to just offer your
Because of
daughter and
race.
you had whatever job you
Because
wanted.
of race or whatever.
So what happens is you do rounds of interviews, and you have to have a certain number of people in these rounds of interviews, a certain number of people from different ethnic backgrounds.
I'm gonna go grab another beer. Hold on. Keep going.
I'm gonna keep going. You have to have a certain number of people in these rounds of interviews, and you have a certain number of people from certain ethnic backgrounds in these interview rounds. What happened is the Bucs offered Coen a contract, and upon offering him this contract, they said this contract is only valid if you say yes and you don't look anywhere else for a job. You're not allowed to go to a second interview. You're not allowed to talk to any other team.
That's not true.
I let you talk, Zane. I'm going to mute you. You're not allowed to talk to any other teams. You're not allowed to look anywhere else for a job. You sign this, and you're our guy. And Coen said, okay, I'm going to sign this. I don't like the GM situation over in Jacksonville. I don't like what's going on over there. And so because Shad Khan saw the writing on the wall with the GM position, he was not going to get any top candidates with Trent Baalke involved in the organization. He fired Trent Baalke, and the material situation changed. I know he didn't sign it, Zane. He didn't sign it. He said he would, but he didn't sign anything.
Yes.
Okay. The material situation changes in Jacksonville with the firing of Trent Baalke. Okay. Now,
No.
it absolutely does.
No.
It absolutely does.
No.
What are you talking about?
Can I say?
Go ahead, Zane. I'll let you talk for 45 minutes, but if you want to interrupt me into 30 seconds, go ahead.
I just want to talk for 1 minute at most. You ready?
Okay.
You can put a timer on me.
No, I'm not going to put a timer on you. Talk.
The owner of the team had already said to press that he would fire the general manager if the head coach asked him to do it. And I'm done. You can.
Okay. And so what happened? He lost out on every top coaching candidate in this cycle initially. And once he saw that, because the rumor around the league was the same, the rumor never changed. No top coaching candidate is interested in the Jaguars position as long as Trent Baalke retains his general manager position. And it didn't change. And he lost out on all these top candidates. What does Khan do? I'm going to fire Baalke because he's clearly costing the team more than he's helping the team. And then when that material situation changes and there's no pen on paper with Coen, they contact Coen. Now, Coen knows if he lets the team know he's going to a second interview in Jacksonville, he doesn't have a job in Tampa Bay.
That's just wrong.
That is on the contract, Zane. You can't say that that's wrong.
He didn't agree. He didn't sign anything. All he had to do was say, hey, by the way, things have changed up in Jacksonville. I'm going to go for a second interview.
And he did tell Todd Bowles that. He did. Confirmed he did.
Confirmed he did.
Yes, I'm having second opinions on the Jacksonville thing. Yes, he absolutely said that, and has been reported by multiple media sources. So you Bucs fans need to calm the frick down. I'm not going to curse on the show.
No, you're just backing a guy who's going to be your head coach.
No, I'm not. Because here's the thing, Zane. Here's the thing. It is an insane thing to do to put a non-compete clause in a coordinator's contract.
You didn't put it's illegal to put a non-compete clause in a fucking contract. It was a handshake deal. It was a handshake deal.
That's essentially what they did with that offer.
We're going to pay you. No.
That's essentially what they did with that offer.
We're going to pay you the most any offensive coordinator has ever been paid for this position, in terms of, hey, just don't go back for that head coaching position in Jacksonville. That's all they said. And what happened is I guarantee you they had the change in the change in leadership, and then he went secretly to the Jacksonville Jaguars headquarters, had the second interview.
Yes,
that is wrong. Not legally. not legally, morally
I
wrong.
completely disagree.
Well, then, fuck you.
Zane, I want to put it in terms that you can understand, okay? If you're having a conversation with your boss and your boss comes to you and said, hey, Zane, we're willing to pay you this much. It's a significant raise from what you're making before. It's going to be one of the highest in the area. You're still going to be just a coach.
The highest in the area. Say how the highest in the area.
It's going to be the highest in the area. You're still just going to be a coach, and you're still just going to give lessons.
Correct.
But you're going to be paid this amount of money.
Yeah.
The only stipulation is you can't leave.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? And then someone comes to you and says...
I don't sign. Let's say I don't sign.
Yes, you don't sign. And you say, okay, that sounds pretty good. I like that a lot, actually.
And then we shake on it.
And then you shake on it.
Yes.
And then some other club comes to you and says, hey, Zane, you already did an interview with us, and we really liked that interview. We've made some changes to our upper management, and what we want you to do is help be involved in those conversations to change the upper management. We're going to pay you significantly more than you were being paid at your previous job, even significantly more than the new offer you have. In fact, it's about 4 times as much. Also, not only are you going to be a coach, you're going to be the director of instruction at this academy that we're building specifically designed around you. And you're supposed to not take a second interview with that job.
No! What you're supposed to do is talk
thing.
with the organization and say, hey, by the way, they just told me this. I know we had a handshake agreement, but I really need this. This is going to help my career the most. That's what you tell them. No, it's not an insane contention. He
told his head coach.
It doesn't. The head coach is not the general manager. There's a reason why. You go to the organization, you say, hey, by the way, just to let everybody know, they've changed things up in Jacksonville. I'm actually going to go back. I'm going to interview for the job because I'm very interested in that position.
But in the scenario,
he didn't sign anything.
In the
All
scenario,
he needs to do is say that. And he has the leverage. He could come back and take that job. They give it to him.
In the scenario, you are told on your handshake agreement that, hey, we know you did an interview at this other place. You're not allowed to go back for a second interview. You're not allowed to talk to them anymore if we want this deal to happen. So if you say, hey, I want to go take a second interview there, they're like, okay, then that deal's off the table. We're going to restructure. We're going to make a new deal.
Fine. Then you say fine because that's how an honest person deals with it. Because you agreed handshake wise that you were going to be like,
that's insane.
You agreed handshake wise, and there's been conflicting reports that this is a common practice among people trying to keep OCs and DCs at their organization. There's been conflicting
and I think
reports.
that's crazy.
I agree with you, but
I think that's. Because here's my opinion.
But it's your word, and all you would need to do is say just to maintain integrity is all you would need to do is say, hey guys, things have changed over there. I know what I said. This would be big for my family and what I'm for, and like I'd be able to build my organization.
From all reports, this is exactly what he told Todd Bowles.
So
from all reports,
what are the reports saying, and who are they from? Are they from Todd Bowles or are they from Coen? Because I can't believe anything Coen out of Coen's camp. I can't believe his wife. I can't believe him. I can only believe.
Okay, then you're a homer. That's all it is.
No. Well, yes, of course I'm a homer. I'm a Bucs fan. What do you want from me?
Okay, then cry somewhere else because nobody cares. All I'm caring about is what's reported. What's reported is that he told Todd Bowles that situation has changed in Jacksonville, and I'm reconsidering
from his camp. From his, unless I hear that from Todd Bowles.
The only thing I've heard out of Coen's camp is that he was strong-armed into a deal to keep him as OC as the Bucs.
Bullshit.
Based on everything else I've read about their handshake deal or like handshake agreement, that's exactly what was happening.
Bullshit.
You can't go to a second interview with the Jaguars because we want you as our OC? Fuck that.
They're an organization that's trying to keep their OC, and they're paying them the most out of any offensive coordinator.
What's bigger? 15
ever.
million? 15
No.
million?
No.
15 million?
Zach,
65 million. It's tough to tell
strong-arming
which is
him
bigger.
into a deal for paying the most any offensive.
You're not allowed to go to
coordinator
an interview, Zane. You're not even. It's not. I'm not allowed to take a job.
Well, then
I'm
you
not allowed to go to an interview.
Then here's what you do as Coen. You just say no. You just say, hey,
But then he doesn't
this
have that
deal.
offer on the table.
Zach,
He doesn't have an offer to come
that's
back
how
to.
negotiations work. But you be honest. You say, hey, look.
Then the Bucs aren't being honest. By your same token, the Bucs aren't being honest.
You're insane. This whole Pat. So can I just say this? This whole Pat McAfee thing about, do whatever gets you the bag. It's like just a wrong way of dealing with
I'm not.
people.
That's not my opinion. I don't know what.
But
they're
that
bringing
is
up-
the
But
opinion.
that seems like that's a Liam Coen thing because I saw somewhere he's been in like every year he's taking a different job at a different place.
Well, I mean,
But
if
he
he's doing
seems
a
to be
great job, he should.
a
It'd be
bag
stupid
chaser.
for him not to.
But
if he's getting
do
a
agree
better
with that.
offer
If you're
every
building
year,
that.
like if you're
It's-
building something, you should stay. I agree, but I don't think Liam Coen was very bought into the Bucs. I don't think Liam Coen likes the Bucs.
Well, another
as much
thing
as
I've
you do.
heard is that he was concerned there was no. Well, obviously, there's no upward mobility if he signs a 3-year, $15 million contract with the Bucs, because they're not getting. If he does his job, he's not getting a job over Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles is
True, but here's the thing
could
about
get
those
fired.
3-year deals. Did you know this? Here's the thing about those 3-year deals. If he gets a head coaching position, he can shred up that deal. That's how those contracts are structured. He's not locked into that deal. That's how those are deal. That's how
I
those
know
are
that's how
structured.
they're.
He
Zane,
can
I
go take a head
understand
coaching
that.
job next year.
I understand that, but if he has a bad year next year, you got to. It's striking while the iron's hot.
I agree with you. Go take the Jacksonville job, but at least let the organization fucking know.
He told Todd Bowles.
No,
I don't know what you
Todd
said.
Bowles is the head coach. You
And he's
gotta
not a part of the
tell
organization,
GM.
I guess.
No, you gotta
The
tell
head
the
coach is-
GM. No. You gotta let the people in the organization know that are giving you the deal in the first place. Todd Bowles is not a part of that discussion. The
He's
GM
100%
is.
part of that discussion.
No, he's not.
You don't think Todd Bowles is part of the discussion on whether or not they want to keep Liam Coen?
Whether or not they want to keep him, but not what that paycheck looks like and the structure of it. No, that he's not a part of that conversation.
So there's no upward mobility. I'm not allowed to take interviews anywhere else. Okay, this makes it really complicated. No, it's actually not that complicated. I'm going to leave this organization because it looks like they're trying to do what they've done many times in the past. Okay, we're going to fire John Gruden. Raheem Mostert's in there in the next 2 days. After Raheem Mostert, the next guy, next 2 days.
Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris.
Bud.
Raheem Morris. Sorry,
Zach,
I'm not a
Zach,
Bucs
I have
fan.
a question for you.
Yeah, I got
As a
an answer.
JAX fan, are you happy with the direction of the organization now, hiring him and getting rid
I
of him?
hope they lose 14
Yeah, I'm
games.
much happier at the direction of the organization than I was a week ago. I was convinced we waited too long to fire Balky.
Gonna be
And
stuck
that
with
was going to
Carrol?
cost us a decent head coaching candidate. I'm glad it ended up not doing it because the Bucs tried to screw over Liam Coen and allow him
You
not to
could
take a
not-
second
Tried
interview
to
anywhere.
screw him over. Yeah, tried to screw him over by giving him the most money that an offensive coordinator has ever
On the
gotten.
stipulation.
Yeah, tried to screw him over.
On the
Get fuck
stipulation
outta
that
here.
he's not allowed to interview anywhere. Yeah, that's screwing him over.
No, it's not. Then he just tells him. He says, "Hey, this is all you gotta say. Hey, I appreciate the offer, but I really want to see what they have to offer. You know,
Would you
I'd
been-
be what?
Would you have been mad with Robert Saleh as head coach?
Yeah, I would have been really upset.
He actually just got hired by
San Francisco as the DC. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
Zane,
That's
do
a
you
good
like
hire, by the way.
At least it would have made Zane happy.
What?
Zane,
If
do you like
Powell-
Dave Canales more than Liam Coen?
Do I like what?
Dave Canales, the OC from 2 years ago, that went to the Panthers. I liked him a little more than Coen.
I like him a little more, Coen. But again, Coen had really good. Rapport with Baker, and so I really.
And that offense looked good before Godwin got hurt, dude.
Yeah.
It did. It did really look good.
But-
So here's the thing. I really like Coen, but that is not how you do business. And whatever Zach says, that's just
I
that
think-
That's just that Pat McAfee bullshit.
I didn't
about,
even watch
always
Pat
getting
McAfee.
paid.
That was me reading on the subject and coming to my own conclusion.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying you were taking that for Pat McAfee because Shannon Sharp and them had the
And
same
it's not even
opinion.
about getting the bag. It's
Shannon
about
Sharp had the same opinion. The thing is, you got to be honest whenever you make dealings like that. And like, I get that it's a handshake deal. I understand. What you have to do is, in that circumstance, you have to go to that organization. And again, not Todd Bowles, because Todd Bowles isn't presenting you with that contract. What you have to do is you got to say to the GM, hey, by the way, they say they couldn't reach him that day. So the organization, GM, says he couldn't reach him that day. What you got to do is you got to be honest. You got to say, hey, by the way, just letting you know, I'm going to take this second interview. I'm sorry. This is really great for my family. It was really great for my career. I really want to hear what they have to offer. And that's all you have to say. You just leave it at that.
The Bucs still would have brought him back. They probably would have. I don't know if they would have paid.
Correct. And here's the thing.
That offer wouldn't have been on the table.
Here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. There probably would have been an offer from the Jaguars and the Bucs. And regardless, he's done a decent job with the Bucs. There would have been another offer somewhere else. So that's bullshit.
Yeah,
the whole idea that the Bucs offers off the table is bullshit.
The Bucs offer would have been off the table.
No, that's insane. That's insane.
That's absolute fact.
That's insane.
From the Bucs' own mouth, unless you're calling your own organization liars.
No,
Are they full of crap, or are they telling the truth?
Show me where they say that offer would have been off the table if he had taken the jet. Or
that's literally the wording they used. What are you talking about?
Show me. I will pull it up on the screen.
Send it.
Share the screen. Share the screen. Share the screen. Share the screen. He's trying to find it. He ain't gonna find it.
I'm gonna find it.
They made an agreement that he wouldn't take the second interview. They never said anything. From what I saw, they never said anything about like, hey, if you go back and get this and go to this second interview.
So the thing about like a non-compete clause, if you don't sign the non-compete,
there was no non-compete clause.
It was
Zach's making that up.
Zach's
making that up.
Everything,
but even
you can't have a non-compete clause. That's illegal. So you can't have a non-compete clause.
It's illegal.
Yes, it's illegal. In NFL, you can't have a non-compete clause. Any OC can take any any head coach job. You can't do that. And Zach knows that. Zach knows that.
Wait, but what's the
no? It's not about.
It sounds like it sounds like the clause was just like you can't take any interviewing.
All they did was do a handshake where they said, "Hey, by the way, this is only if." They didn't have it in the contract, but they said, "Hey," and he didn't sign it. They said, "Hey, this is only if you don't take another interview with JAX," right? And they shook on it, and he shook on it, and all he had to do was say, "Hey, man, like I can't not take that interview."
So what did he do? Did he take it? Did he try to take it in secret?
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
Come on, Trevor.
Interview.
Open your eyes. You know the correct answer.
That's what I thought happened.
Cohen's Bucs offer was contingent on him not doing a second interview. The Bucs tried to do what was best for them.
Correct.
So it's probably
not for Coen.
Correct.
Okay, so Coen.
But both sides, when you get a clause like that, you don't even have to call it a non-compete, just whatever the clause is. When it's not signed, party A leaves knowing, all right, I might not see that money again. And party B leaves saying, I might not see that guy again.
Correct.
Don't forget, Trevor.
He tried to do it in secret so that if he didn't get it, he could go and take that job. And that's wrong.
How is that wrong?
It's wrong because the organization is making you that deal contingent on the fact, like, hey, you have some loyalty to this organization.
They don't have first, the Bucs have zero loyalty to anybody, and they've always had zero loyalty to anybody. Your own fan base wants to get rid of your head coach after you guys made the playoffs. I don't want to hear it.
What? Could they sign?
I don't want to get rid of Todd Bowles. To show me. So again, you're going to find anybody that wants to get rid of anybody. You're going to find when Commanders lose, you're going to find Washington fans that want to get rid of Washington. They want to get rid of Dan Quinn. So when Washington loses, they want to get rid of Dan Quinn. Show me the credible sources of Todd Bowles.
Bruce Arians win a Super Bowl, and then he gets moved out of the head coaching position for Todd Bowles. Now Todd Bowles.
I think wasn't that
Bruce Arians is GM, baby. He's
Yeah,
the
he wasn't
director of
healthy.
football operations.
His health had something to do with that too.
Yeah, exactly. Thank
Y'all
you,
move
Trevor.
on from coaches like it's like next Tuesday. If your offense has a down year,
That's
Cohen's
ridiculous.
gone.
You're wrong.
The Bucs have constantly done that.
I thought that the Bucs might be more liable to fire Bowles last year when they were talking about firing a coach. I thought that Bowles might got fired before Coen, and Coen could have stepped in. That's what I thought. Coen might have been the
Bowles did good.
head
Bowles
coach.
did good for what
Yeah.
he was given. He had a lot of injuries.
I never thought he should have got fired one way or the other. I
A
thought
lot
he
of
was
Bucs fans did.
decent.
A lot of
And
Bucs
they're
fans
wrong.
came
I mean,
for his head.
My Uncle Keith wanted him fired. I thought he was wrong for that.
Damn you, Uncle Keith.
He plays really conservative. He does play really conservative football, and I bash him for that a lot because I'm not a conservative guy. I'm a go for it guy. That's why I like Dan Quinn. That's
Zane,
why
you're
I
the most
like.
conservative guy I know.
I like it when the coaches like go for it. Unfortunately, stuff like that. The issue is like so with Todd Bowles. Like, I think you're just wrong. I think most Buck fans don't want to get rid of him.
I know that that's not
Really?
true. So
I think a lot of Bucs fans.
No,
want
I
him.
mean, but it's like when offense, like there's a lot of turnovers. The Bucs
That's not
around 500. Like there was a decent. I wouldn't say it was like overly he should be fired.
there's
But
definitely
there
over
was
50%
definitely some.
calling for Todd Bowles to be fired.
I disagree.
That's okay. You could be wrong. That's a beautiful thing about America.
You don't know that for certain. Show me a poll.
I think if the Bucs missed the playoffs,
Show me a poll saying Todd
would've been
Bowles should be
stronger.
fired.
it would have been a serious. I don't think it was anything ever serious. If they missed the playoffs, I think it would have been a serious conversation. But I don't think it ever got graduated to anything serious during this season. But there was definitely, his seat was warm. It wasn't hot, but it was warm at times.
It was warm. I agree with that.
At times. But they made the playoffs. They won the division. It was, if they would have choked that to the Falcons, I could have seen him getting fired. I wouldn't have hated that.
Sure.
But it should have just been a young guy like Coen or some. I really think there's only like 20 coaches in the NFL that are really like blue tier.
Okay.
Top tier.
So just looking at a recent poll from JoeBucksFan.com, Zach is kind of correct that
So
Shocker.
Hey, I'm being honest right here.
Hey, good.
Can I just be Zach?
And in
Can you let-
I
let a man talk because
yeah,
this is
go
a
ahead.
guy
I'll let you talk all night.
trying to help your case. I can shut up.
No,
I can
keep
just
going.
not talk.
That'd be
Okay.
the first for you.
Big old middle finger to Zach Smith. So a recent poll from JoeBucksFan.com says that, and this is the Week 20 edition, so this is after all the weeks are done. Little confidence, 46%. So that most people voted on that one. Confident, 27%. No
That he
confidence.
keeps his job?
No, just confidence in his ability as a head coach. Confident, 27%. No confidence, 17%. Very confident, 4%. And totally confident, 3%.
What would you say? What would you vote?
I have probably somewhat confident. So I'd be.
I don't think there's somebody better for the position right now. I think
Not
he's
right
good
now.
enough.
I agree. I don't see anybody better. It may be other head coaches, but not other
But there's
people that
definitely
would take the job.
They need somebody else reliable on offense that can catch passes, whether it's Chris Godwin or somebody else.
Correct.
And they need some backups in the defensive backfield, some depth back there. You got to address that, and this is a good football team.
I agree. And see, that's the thing. My only issue with Todd Bowles is he is very conservative with his calls. And he does limit. I wish he would let his OCs get more say on what they do offensively. That's the only issue I have with him because it really seems like Coen. What?
Trevor said something in his mouth. His cheek was stretched out like
But it really seems like, can I just say this? It really seems like Coen was not allowed to make those go for calls. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem. That hurt us. That really did hurt us. coming down the stretch, I think.
So from not confident to no confidence is like what 64, 65%?
Yes, it's majority of percentage. And this is why I told you that. So can we all acknowledge Zane is a reliable source of information, at least
Yeah.
For this
Bucs part, yeah. For the poll.
For the Bucs.
I honestly,
yeah,
the more I read on the situation, the more I think Liam Cohen's in the right. The more I read on this situation, the more I think Liam Cohen's
I just can't. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
More of like a technical coach. But
And actually, I saw a conversation on Barstool that I want to share with everybody because I saw this conversation and I was like, this is 100% correct. There's a Bucs fan on Barstool and he's complaining about the Bucs losing Coen or Coen leaving or whatever, and the Big Cat talks to him and he's like, and this is what he says:
there are no feelings. You guys pushed out John Gruden, who and hired Raheem Morris the next day. You pushed out Bruce Arians and had Todd Bowles the next day.
Bruce Arians retired on his own.
Oh my God! You don't actually believe that, do you?
Do.
Oh my God! See, this is the problem. You're picking and choosing. The NFL teams will do anything to stab someone in the back. Why can't a coach do the same to an NFL team?
Well, he didn't really do it anyway.
He got offered $60 million.
I don't begrudge him for taking it out. He took it on Monday. That's totally fine. Good for him.
But there was a material change.
Yeah.
He didn't want to take the Jacksonville job under those circumstances. They changed the circumstances.
Not only that, but they offered him like $40 more million.
Okay, those are all conversations that could have easily happened before he agreed.
There are no feelings.
So there you go. There you go. That's my opinion on the subject. Zane has his own thoughts and feelings. He's, a little butthurt about the whole situation, so I get it. So, but that's all we have for tonight's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this very long episode of the Beerly Football Podcast. We'll see you guys.